welcome. Welcome to the WARDITV 2025 Championship. It's Championship weekend. Oh, massive fungal growth comes down and this Bioforce gets caught. That's not the trade Clem can really afford at the moment. Blaze just going to be seeing the fungal growth come through as well. Oh my god, those parasitic bombs have just killed absolutely everything. Oh my god. Here we go, Reynolds going to dive in. He does drop a mega fungal on everything. He's going to refungal as well, as this commitment will happen. It's going to be on the way already. We're going to get this Colossus quickly. We dive on it. The Stalk is pulling through for the siege tank that leaves the Colossus unprotected. Units from the other side, SCVs. Clem is now picking up individual Marines to dodge Stalker shots because that's the level that we're playing at. On the high ground, so the tank will go down. These Banelings are going to get massacred though as Clem just says no. And you're ready to blow up on the Adept. Oh, the worst Adept shade of all time. Classic is your WARDITV 2025 champion. .0 dominance. Oh, my camera's not on. Everything was so cool, apart from I didn't turn my camera on earlier. Oh. Boo. Hello, guys. How we doing? Welcome. Welcome. Hope you are all doing well and ready to start up some StarCraft 2s. It's WARDITV Monday. I've been off over the weekend. This is kind of a quiet week before the storm of StarCraft kicks off. So I've been off the last 3 days, obviously, and then I'm going to be actually off tomorrow and Wednesday before we come back Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 1 day off. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 1 day off. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So basically you have like 3 weeks coming up straight of StarCraft 2 with like 1 or 2 days off. So I've just been taking it kind of easy over the Easter weekend. Obviously RSL playoffs were on as well, and it's kind of impossible to navigate around those a little bit. So we've just been kind of quiet over this holiday weekend. Hopefully you guys have still been able to find some StarCraft to enjoy. And yeah, we've just been kind of, like I said, chilling a little bit. And like I say, the next couple of days I'm also going to be disappearing again. I have something to do on the Wednesday and tomorrow. I just have nothing to stream, so I'm just going to take one more day. And then we'll come back on Thursday. We'll do the Kung Fu Cup replays, which I'm going to miss, unfortunately, on Wednesday. I can't afford to miss that on Wednesday. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday is Team League playoffs. So we basically have this kind of... like I say, Team League playoffs, and then we're bang on straight into Team Liquid Map Contest Tournament, which I should probably start organizing as well. There's just a lot of stuff that starts to kind of come together from there. So that's kind of what's happening. It's what's going on. So yeah, forgive me for being away a couple of days. Forgive me for being away the next couple of days, and then, like I say, we're going to have tons of SCT. April is a busy month, and it's not really slowing down into May because we've got WARDITV, Spring Cup, and Championship coming up, and then we also have a couple things that I can't talk about yet coming up as well. But May and June are looking to be very, very, very busy as well, so we're basically just having, like, more or less non-stop SC2, basically, so... Yeah. Yeah, basically non-stop SC2 coming up. It's just I'm taking advantage of quite a time to have a couple of days off here and there. But yeah. Is TLMC still this month? Yeah, it's still this month. It's next week. I've not really organized anything for it because these things kind of come around last second usually. Anyway, it's next week and the week after. We're doing like an extended one this time, so it's going to be playoffs over 4 days instead of 2 days. So yeah. Team Liquid Map Contest Tournament is coming through. Guys, I've got my eyes on MaxPax Zoun. MaxPax is not here right now for the first round, so I'm just going to run some ads because we're going to have MaxPax log in and veto at least. So I'll just get these out the way so that we're not kind of like pushed into maybe having to like run ads right after a game or something. It just gives us a little bit of leeway. I know PvP likely isn't going to be very long, but just in case, because we don't have anything going on right now, I'll just run one round of ads and then we can get back at it. Something coming up, is it the return of the Zerg Cabal? No, we just have some tournaments coming through. I'm just confirming one of them still and getting it all sorted out. I've been working on it a bit over the weekend. I need to send some stuff over to someone and hopefully we can hear back from them and see what we do. But generally speaking, yeah, there's just a lot of StarCraft 2 coming up. Like, there's not really there's not really a lot to say other than there's gonna be a lot of StarCraft basically. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of StarCraft. It's just gonna be a busy time. It's kind of exciting though. I'm excited to kind of dive in and actually do some longer weeks of streaming. You know what it is? I think it's mostly just Team League. We've actually had a lot of long days with Team League, but my brain is just like, I've been so checked out in Team League. I feel like the viewership has been kind of checked out during Team League because of all the issues as well. So hopefully we just wrap up the Team League strongly with the playoffs this weekend. Wrap that up, bang, bang, into next week, into TLMC, into some of the WARDITV stuff, and stuff like that going on. How do I go about reaching out to sponsors for tournaments in StarCraft 2 nowadays? Or do they reach out to me? I haven't reached out to a sponsor in a long time. I don't think there's ever been a time where I've reached out to a sponsor and it's worked. Like, ever in StarCraft 2. Like, maybe in terms of, like, someone I know maybe wants to run events, I was like, hey, maybe we could do this together or so. But I don't think I've ever actually been like, hey, maybe I should message, like, Razer and see if they want to sponsor us. This shit just never works. There was once a I mean, we worked with some brands in the past. Like, we used to work with Zowie a lot in the very early days, but they reached out to me as well. Like, maybe I like went back to them when I had the contact already and was like, hey, maybe we could do this event. Could you add something to this? But yeah. I mean, we don't really get any sponsors to actually sponsor StarCraft 2 tournaments. People that sponsor stuff more so just want to sponsor the stream. They don't want to attach themselves to a specific tournament. They don't really care. They mostly just want to be like, you've got a stream. Yes, sponsorship on a stream. So yeah. But it's one of those weird things where it's like, there's just not a lot of it going on, I guess. But yeah. It's kind of a weird one. I mean, like I say, the majority of the sponsorship stuff we do is not really sponsorship, but like the majority of fundraising we do for tournaments is through the stream. And I think just by streaming, sometimes people reach out to us and they're like, hey, I love what you're doing. I want to sponsor a tournament and stuff as well. And that's usually just people who are very passionate and stuff. That happens, honestly, more than you think. Like, you think about events like the Boomer Bash was kind of a similar idea to that. We did, what was that tournament called last year? The guy reached out to me. We did a, it wasn't Boomer Bash. He reached out to me. We did like $1,000 tournament. Was it called like, it was called like the Community Clash or something. Oh my god, that's going to bug me so much. What the heck was that tournament? Hang on, let me look at my stream schedule from 2025. Boomer Bash. It wasn't the Boomer Bash, it was the one after Boomer Bash, because the Boomer Bash was with Crate. Oh my god, it's really annoying me that I can't remember what this was called. What the hell was this tournament called? Oh my god, I can't see it in my thing either. What was this tournament called? We did a tournament and it was like $1,000 tournament. And it was called something along the lines of like it was basically, the idea was like the community can help support these events or something was the kind of name of it. Why can I not remember that? Yeah, it wasn't the Boomer Bash. It was oh my god, it was around the Boomer Bash because I got them mixed up in my head. Oh, this is gonna annoy me. Boomer Bash, spring. Spring. WARDITV, groups A, B, C, D. Oh my god, I cannot for the life of me. I cannot for the life of me remember what it was. It wasn't in 2024, was it? No. Oh my god, I have no idea what it was, and it's really annoy me. I'm gonna have to dig this out. I'm sorry guys, I can't not figure this out. This is gonna bug me too much. We are getting into this PvP. Top left Zoun and the bottom right MaxPax as we start off the day. me get this ready to start up. Oh my Wikipedia. Oh no, it is working. The Backers Brawl. There it is. Oh my goodness. Why? Because it was a 2-day event. That's why. Is that why? And I've just looked over it. February 15, 16. Yeah, it's called the Backers Brawl. It is literally just a 2-day thing, and I'm looking for like a full week of it in my calendar. That's why. Oh, okay. So yes, it was the Backers Brawl. Yes. Like I say, it was designed around the idea of like someone backed it, and like they just funded the full prize pool, and we just had like an 8-player double elim tournament over 2 days. Yeah, stuff like that is people reaching out to me and just being like, "Hey, yo, I love StarCraft. Can I sponsor an event?" And we put it together and stuff. Oh, that was driving me crazy. I could not remember. I was like, it happened. I remember it happened because I remember it I mixed up the Backers Brawl with the Boomer Bash because they both had the acronym BB. And then I used this BB acronym somewhere in my like notes or something, and then I got really confused. I was like, wait, why is there 2 BBs? Because it was the Boomer Bash and the Backers Brawl within like 2 months of each other, and they like crossed over in different like prize. Different prize. It crossed over like the prize money intersections and stuff. So yeah. Cool. Alrighty, guys. Anyways, we get into some action. As we get ready to rumble and see what's going to happen. A couple of depths are going to shade about. We are going to be seeing our Stalkers and the Immortal on the way through. So Zoun has got a proxy robo up. We've got the Stargate on the way from MaxPax. No surprise from him. He's expanding into a Stargate-based defense. Let's see if Zoun can chip on through him. This is a bit of a brutal section of the bracket. As usual, we randomized the seeding, and MaxPax was outside the top 4. So the top 4 get placed in the top 4 seeds, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we randomized the seeding, and unfortunately this week, MaxPax and Zoun randomized into essentially seed 16 and 17, so they play each other first round. But obviously seed 16 plays seed 1, who is the winner of last week. So herO is the round after this for these guys. So it's kind of a PvP to open into a brutal PvP follow-up. Unfortunately for Zoun and MaxPax, they both and herO really they've really just ran straight into the the kind of the bracket of doom, and we might not cast the next round. I mean, MaxPax herO is pretty good. Maybe we should probably cast it. I skipped so many MaxPax herO matches in the early rounds. Maybe today we actually do cast a bit of PvP into PvP, but we'll see what else is available when we come out of this match. But yeah, kind of crazy that just the way it randomized out. It's funny because I clicked the shuffle seed button and Clem came out at the top. I was like, oh, wow, so Clem is actually going to be like seed 5. And I was like, well, that's actually kind of neat. No one will have to play Clem super early. And then I was like, oh. Hell, awkward. So yeah, anyways. That's why we've got kind of such a banger of a game to start us off with in terms of Zoun and MaxPax. As we get this underway, the Void Ray building, the Immortal is on the way through. And we just have ourselves the couple of additional probies coming about as well. So we just bring a lot of this up and running. And yeah, a couple of devs are going to go get in. So actually MaxPax is going to be taking some damage. This is really nice. You're essentially slowing MaxPax down before this all starts, which means that you're going to have a better chance that your composition is actually going to come out to be somewhat meaningful here. So that's actually a really big positive, actually getting this chance to maybe make this meaningful, like I say. As the Void Ray is going to activate, going to go after the Stalker, going to go after the Immortal. Trying to see what else is going on. We're just going to pull the Immortal back. Another Immortal coming through. A couple of those Stalkers continue to come online. Just going to get those both Broads straight into play here. Again, just going to be having these units looking ready to shoot each other. A couple of Immortals and the Sentries already going to go poking around. Just going to see the Stay Stalker going to catch a few probes over in the main base. And just have the few probes over on that left side. Being caught immediately, so again, a nice catch right there. The Stalker's going to continue to fight. The Zealot coming back over as well. And we are just going to be seeing this extra few Stalkers warping in. So a lot of Stalkers to fight these Void Rays. The batteries are very heavily drained already. There's a chance Zoun is able to push through here pretty early on. We are going to see the step in. Oh, battery recharge, or energy recharge on a battery. Oh my goodness, we're not killing that first Void Ray for so long. That's Immortal super low. Got to drop a Stalker to save it. We do save it. Oh, this got very scary. The problem is we lost so many Stalkers and so many are super low, and there's about to be another Void Ray out, so I think this is becoming a defense from MaxPax, because to me, I think he did enough. With the second Void Ray here again, the only issue I have for him is, like, the batteries are very low energy. So maybe that is a problem. We dive forward with these Stalkers. We need these batteries to kind of hold up. The Stalkers kind of lost their target firing there. I think he started Prism Micro. That was not it for Sounds. This is definitely a hold for MaxPax. I think he started Prism Micro, and because he Prism Micro to save the Stalkers, he didn't target fire the Void Ray again. So just as he might have been able to kind of fire through and get the Void Ray kill, he actually kind of, it just kind of, you know, fizzled out the damage output on those Void Rays, and I feel like he just chose to Prism Micro, and actually maybe just right-clicking would have been the better way to go about it, as MaxPax at this point, third Void Ray comes up, that's a defense, Zoun has to say GG. This was very close. I think Zoun made a couple of mistakes and critical moments as, no, Wardy, no, we've already done that video. I should probably set this video up in a different way than I have to remember to turn off auto plays, but probably can set it up a bit differently, but I'm pretty good at remembering usually. I'm just, not today apparently. All right, anyways, MaxPax is going to hold and take an opening game just like that. herO is already in the second round waiting for the winner of this series. Yakov has advanced through on a walkover. Rogue has advanced through as well. So a couple of early round matches. Because we've got a clean 32 players today, we still have that kind of top 16-ish is pretty clear cut, so a lot of the first round games are probably going to be pretty quick. But then you've got the games like MaxPax and Zoun, which are like that crossover seed 16, seed 17, that kind of real battle where it can get a bit closer, which is why I think it just makes sense for us to start here today, as we're going to be going into Tourmaline for map number 2, and kicking off into the second game of Protoss versus Protoss in just a few moments. Tourmaline coming up, PvP. Oh no, they're blue and blue. No. Were they blue and blue last game already? No, right? Zoun was red? Yeah, Zoun was red. I don't know why Zoun is now light blue, but alas, they have changed to blue and blue as Zoun just looks to perplex us all in this second game. Is in the top right, defending to open this one up. We do have the red Protoss player. Sorry, the blue Protoss player, the dark blue Protoss player is going to be MaxPax. And in the bottom left, our teal Protoss player is going to be Zoun. Alrighty guys, so we kick off into this, couple probies, chrono boosting, just going to drop the gateway down, the extra probes coming up. We'll see where game number 2 takes us as we work through some early stages of the second game. How's everyone doing today? Happy Monday to you all. WARDITV Mondays edition 81. 80s have truly begun. Will we break out of this little streak of PvP finals that we've gotten into the last couple of weeks? We've had, well, something's broken in the Wikipedia, so that's not going to be great for checking my stats later, but last week, herO Classic. The week before was Classic herO. And the week before that, was that the one that Clem won? No, that was MaxPax Solar. But yeah, a couple of weeks of PvP finals in a row. Maybe this week it breaks down. Obviously, MaxPax herO. Zoun being in the same section at the start, he is going to eliminate some of the higher level Protoss. But there is Classic on the bottom side of the bracket as well. He can definitely make a run through. And if one of these Protoss make a run through, they could definitely meet Classic in the finals again as well, potentially. So it's nice for Classic. I feel like Classic was the guy that actually met MaxPax like round of 16, round of 8 a bunch recently. And now it's, now more recently it's been a little bit more kind of MaxPax and herO meeting earlier in the bracket. I feel like Classic's been getting a little bit of an easier time not running into these PvPs that have typically been such a deadly matchup for him. So, yeah, Geometry Probe running around the back here, just gonna nibble up for a couple seconds. We're going to get a little bit of fighting back in return as well. Alright, Stalker coming through, Warp Gate and the Adept coming online. Just going to see the 2 Stalkers coming up from Zoun. The Gateway and the Warp Gate continue to produce. That Stalker and the Adept still coming online on the side of MaxPax. The Stargate building, the Warp Gate coming online there, and the Pylon in production as well. Stalker will just shoot, the probe will be chased, and that probe getting hunted all the way down over to the sides. It is going to be dropping down dead here in a moment or two. A Gateway in the front from Zoun getting set up as well. And again, we just have ourselves the 2 additional Stalkers still building into place. The Warp Gate coming online here and just bringing a lot of this into play for the next few moments. Adept will shade, the two Stalkers will clash into one another. Again, the Sentry and the Stalker both coming up, that Wall Gate coming online. Battery in production, and we do have a forward gateway because we're just going to be aggressive here as Zoun. That can't be too surprising. Interesting couple of Sentries early rather than pure Stalkers. He will be looking for some force fields to help navigate some of these early fights. What's interesting about that is if you expect MaxPax to play defensively with the Void Ray, the Void Rays are your bigger problem rather than kind of the gateway numbers underneath, although obviously if you win out in the gateway fight, then sure, the Void Ray will stand on its own and not be an issue. But it's so rare that you see the players actually commit through into this kind of, you know, gateway versus gateway portion of the fight, because you actually really do just need to prioritize the removal of the Void Rays. So it'll be interesting to see what the Sentries do. Maybe even just Guardian Shield would be good here, though, to keep the Stalkers taking a bit less damage. That might be the better play, or maybe you can just initially kind of get a good force field down. It's going to be the Guardian Shield, jumps for the Void Ray, gets it super quickly. MaxPax in trouble, as now Stalkers will go down in 2 volleys. Is he going to have enough on that second volley? No. He's still drained a lot of battery energy here. He's going to go for the pylon that's going to depower the 3rd battery that just came online as well, and that means if an additional Void Ray shows up, it's probably not going to matter too much. Maybe could have saved that one Stalker, but we're kind of being a bit nitpicky. Good force field on the ramp is going to catch 2 Stalkers in return, as Zoun gets a little greedy trying to run up there too quickly. MaxPax will have to build another Sentry, or in this case he actually energy recharges the Sentry to give himself the force field again. Okay, this one's actually fine because it didn't cut any units off, so Zoun's going to be less upset about that than he was about the first force field that came into play. Well, and just have our Stalkers and the Sentries continue to poke. Obviously the Nexus will go down. Twilight Council starts from Zoun. This is already a great position for him, because everything you've built into here as MaxPax has been nullified. And what you are doing, what you are achieving as Zoun, is you're going to get to blink, and then you're basically going to say, I'm just going to have so many better gateway units than you. That's going to be extremely hard for you to keep up and really contend with me in this kind of situation. High ground vision is going to be good to get rid of the pylon here, potentially. Sentries don't have force field, so we just recognize the chance to go up this ramp. MaxPax sent his Void Ray across the map, and yeah, Zoun just with the vision seeing, oh, you don't have a force field. I actually can just walk up here. I don't have to play this out longer. Zoun will kill MaxPax for a Game 2 victory, and a tied up 1-to-1 situation in this best of 3. We're all tied up, and there's only one place to go. It is a Game 3 between Zoun and MaxPax. A fiery start of the day. Some of the results coming in: Rex, Honmono, and Yakov advance. I just completely misread all of this. Rex and Strange advance. Honmono got knocked out by Strange. Apparently my brain needs a moment to figure out life today. And then we'll get ready to go into a game number 3 of this series. We'll get this ready to kick off in a few moments. That's like a constant sound. I was like, what the heck's that? But I think it's coming from outside. Very exciting. Alrighty, we'll kick off here in a couple moments, guys. Get this ready to go. It's 10,000 feet. And we are going to kick into this in just a couple of moments. So in the bottom right-hand side, we are going to go. Do have ourselves the blue Protoss. This is going to be MaxPax. On the top left-hand side, we have ourselves the red Protoss player, Zoun. Game 3 of this best of 3 series. And we figure out whether Zoun can take MaxPax down. And advance through to play herO in that round 16 matchup. Will it be an early exit for MaxPax today? These PvPs are dangerous, man. It's yeah. It's a it's dangerous. Like, MaxPax, I think, is still extremely good in the PvP, but you can see how quickly it can go wrong. In this case, just was not quite defensive enough with that first Void Ray. Probe nibbling, couple of probes getting caught. We've seen our Nexus coming about. Cybercore's coming through. Probes on the way. The simulator and the pylon continue to build into place right now. And we just have ourselves a little Stargate build over the far right. Just going to get that into position just initially. Get that on the way and figure out where we are going to take things. The couple of depths continue through. Nexus probe, Stalker warp gate, all coming around. Obviously, MaxPax expanding and see what Zoun does. I feel like the proxy Stargate is such a non-issue for MaxPax. Like, obviously, the Oracle can get in and maybe do some damage early. I think he's going to spot it, maybe. Obviously, it's kind of a long way to go because you got to work your way all around these rocks, so that might be a factor as well. But yeah, we'll see what this Stargate can achieve. MaxPax turned away with the probes. He will not find the Stargate, so we are going to get away with it being hidden. Let's see how effective it can be. Warp gate Corona boosting along. Again, just going to be seeing a couple of gates, the probes. Sentry in the warp gate coming over. Stalker is going to be poking at the Adepts there. The Adepts going to try and shade up to the high ground. Battery built to block this entry into the main base. Not going to be allowed to do much there. The couple of gates and the probes will continue through. The Stalker still poking at the hallucination. Again, the Sentry in the warp gate will continue by. Just going to see the couple of Adepts coming online as well. The Oracle still moving. About also the hallucination going to get set up here. A couple of Stalkers and the Sentries will come about and just go in after the Adept for a moment or two. Just having the Oracle activating. So how are we getting that done here? We're going to kill 4 or 5 workers. Oracle's going to get very low. Gets 1 more worker before leaving. 6 is not bad. Could have maybe had 7 if he exited via the bottom of the map. But it seems like he wants to keep the Oracle off toward this right-hand side instead. And now Zoun just expanding himself. Equal workers for the moment, but MaxPax will still lead in the work count overall. Of course, you do have the constant threat of the Oracle. That's one of the big parts about keeping it alive. That's why I held my breath for half a second when it was starting to get low, because obviously if that goes down, that really can be seen as a bit of a disaster. But Oracle is building through just for a little bit. Again, the Twilight Council, the probe. A couple of pylons continue to build in. The Stalkers and the Sentries continue to gather on the natural, just for now. And really to see where this is headed. Just going to be seeing 1 more warp in. The Stalker are still coming up on both sides. Continue to bring that through just initially. Again, that Twilight Council still about to finish. A couple extra probes coming up. Stalker's Sentries coming around. Just going to be seeing the Oracle poked away. Blink going through. The gateway is coming up. Just going to be seeing a couple of probies coming around. The hallucination going to scout through. Gonna see that hallucination continue to fly by for a little bit. Again, the couple of Oracles going to activate. Just going to get rid of a probe. Status will settle. Just going to see the hallucination moving over. Again, Blink, Nexus, and the gateway continue about. The stasis is going to catch. The hallucination pops 1 more time. And we'll just see our Nexus building in that forward place. So both players are just going to move on into this macro kind of game. No third from MaxPax yet. Let's see when he decides to pop that down himself here, or what the plan might be. A couple Oracles peeling back over to the right side through the bottom initially. And that Blink coming online. The Stalker's going to set up. And that Blink will be done in a second. Extra Stalkers just coming through. That attack upgrade coming in as well. Robo Facility and the battery continue to produce. I'm just going to be seeing the Nexus, the +1 attack continuing by. The gateway and the probe still building into place just for the moment. Gateway comes about just for a couple of seconds. Robo Facility is about to finish up. Units gathering, the Stalkers and the Oracles coming down that low ground. Stasis Sword coming through. We just set up another Stasis. Zoun already kind of stepping forward. Sentries gonna get blasted. We get rid of 1 pretty quickly, which is nice. Going to be seeing that stasis going to be caught initially. The Stalker's coming over. And he's going to be seeing the couple more Stalkers kind of going down. We go return fire a couple times over for now. That's funny. That's actually going to lose Zoun a unit more so than it loses MaxPax a unit. He lost a Stalker, nearly lost a second because of that. His own blink in. As we do, ooh, nice blink out. Gets the Observer and blinks away from the blink in from his opponent as well. So nicely handled. As we continue through, a couple more stasis wards getting put into place. And here's going to be Zoun setting up some defenses of his own just in case MaxPax arrives in these next couple of moments. So we get that all set. As we do have the Stalkers, the Sentry moving on upwards. The +2 attack upgrade is still coming by as well. So you get that online. Stalker's going to get underneath. The Oracles will fall. And again, Rubber Facility, a couple of gates, Stalkers, charge, +1. All coming about. That Nexus is going to get killed off as well already. So no fourth base for you just yet, Zoun. MaxPax now going to his own fourth. He's a little later to the third. He's now much faster to the fourth. So again, some kind of changes throughout the course of this game. A couple of differences being made here and there, but nothing really overly serious. Long term, just kind of seeing where this is headed to. As the Stalkers move up through the top of the map. And the other Stalkers, essentially Immortal, will gather around as well. Just have 2 more gates dropping into place. That cannon also in production just for a couple seconds. Again, Prism and the Sentry continue to build on through. We get that on the way out. New little Nexus recharging the energy of a Sentry right there as well. It's just going to get that set up. Stalkers show up. Nexus gets cancelled again. If you can't get the fourth base down here as down, you're in trouble. MaxPax now works his way toward the third base, and, well, Zoun's across the map, but he's going to be so much later going into this base trade. He does have a little bit more army supply right off the bat, but, like I say, starting the base trade much later has got to be a negative here, as MaxPax also has the extra base up to the sides. And Zoun's already supply blocked as well, so army supply advantage has already slipped away from him. As we'll go after that Nexus, just going to see the Stalker's going to stay active. We are going to see the probes getting away. Did we get the probes away as Zoun? Do you not think he did? Obviously, MaxPax, his probes getting away means he can build all around the map in the near future. You can see the Stalkers move up to the high ground. The pylon there going to go down. The gates and the charge upgrade being jumped on also just for the moment. But, I mean, at this stage, MaxPax's supply is already booming, and like I say, he's going to have the ability to build around the map a little bit more so. Although he's sending a few of his probes just kind of back home as they've been auto-mining, so a little mistake from MaxPax, although, like I say, he's already building up elsewhere. Gonna get rid of this Nexus. So much money mined, by the way, by MaxPax during this time. So MaxPax has just been able to get so much more value out of everything. And he's also gonna have +2, and he's got kind of an Immortal over no Immortal too, also seems very good. Hard to really love this for Zoun. Now, obviously, things can maybe work against MaxPax here. Maybe he makes some mistakes. So he's going to recall. Oh my goodness, Zoun going to recall back over here. I guess we just have to go strong to this Immortal. That's not it. You get the Immortal, sure, but you're out-stalked, out-upgraded. Zoun is going to get knocked out first round. MaxPax advances to play herO in round 2 of the competition today. herO and MaxPax will be playing against one another. Would you guys like that, or would you guys like something else? I kind of think we should just cast herO MaxPax for once. I skip this so often when it happens in the early stages. I think we should just do it today. I think we should just do it today. What do you guys think? You should just cast herO MaxPax even if it's another PvP. Yeah, the bigger issue is also just the fact other games have already been starting, right? Like the other matches have already been kind of getting underway and stuff, so I think that's a bit of a factor as well, for sure. All right, we'll get going shortly, guys. Get ready to resume and get back on track in the very near future. All right, so yeah, let's just go herO MaxPax, I think. Rex Lambo. I think I'd rather watch. If we're going to watch a PvP, if we're going to watch a mirror, may as well watch MaxPax herO. Let's watch MaxPax herO, guys, then we'll go into some non-PvP after, okay? It's very rare I choose to watch the PvP early, so let's do it. Let's send it. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do do do. Boom boom. All right, we'll jump into this in a few moments. Then, guys, we'll go herO MaxPax, then we'll just venture around into all of those other sections of the bracket. The winner of this plays herO or Yakov, which could be very fun anyway, actually. So we could maybe just go into that. Excited to see some Rogue today, maybe. Didn't realize Rogue and Solo probably play in the round of 8 if unless Percival beats Rogue. It's kind of an interesting section too. In fact, there's so many Zergs. I didn't realize how Zerg heavy the bottom of whole portion of the bracket is. It's very Zergy down there, huh? Very Zergy. herO just hosted up our lobby, so we should be good to go in a few short moments, guys. Get this underway. Get this ready to start. Alright, kicking off in just a few moments' time. Get this ready to go, and we'll be able to kick this straight into action here as Hi gets cold. Cool. Everyone is joining us, so we'll be a couple moments getting into this PvP. I guess we'll see where the bracket's at after this and decide what we want to try and cast. Ryung 2-1 Mini-Zerg. Mini-Zerg getting a map off for Ryung is cool. So Classic against Ryung, Clem against Strange, Rex against Lambo, Stola versus Shameless, Rogue versus Percival, and then Bion against Skillist or Hacker is top. herO versus Yakov and herO versus MaxPax is today's round of 16, guys. In WARDITV Mondays, again, we're in edition 80 freaking 1. If you guys are enjoying the Monday Cups as per usual, part of the WARDITV 2026 series, you can support all of this via the WARDITV Patreon page, patreon.com/WARDITV. 100% of everything pledged on Patreon goes directly into WARDITV tournament prize pools, which means that is one of the most effective ways to support the stream, because you directly support the players, and the players give us content, which allows us to stream more, which allows us to do more tournaments, which is the cycle of StarCraft 2 life. So if you enjoy the content, do check out that Patreon page. I cannot suggest it enough. It really is the life and blood of what we do here on the channel. We are just around hovering at the $2,000 mark on Patreon, which is amazing, so keep that going. And, we appreciate it as we get into this. In the bottom right side, herO, our red Protoss player. In the top left side, our blue Protoss player, MaxPax. As we get this underway and ready to begin. Alrighty, let's get this on the go. As we do have our probe heading down to the bottom right side just initially. So second game coming up, Cybercore's coming through. We're going to see herO not walling off. This has become more and more common in PvP lately. We're actually seeing a little bit of this being developed, where you don't wall at the front because there's so many builds which capitalize on your gateways being at the front. And you just end up in a bad position. So if you play defensive Robo against proxy Robo, you just lose the gateways, you know? So this is a way where it's like, okay, I'm in a bit more trouble against depths maybe, but I don't lose as much in certain scenarios, which means that some of your builds, which kind of count on the fact they would kill the two gateways at the front, no longer kill those two gateways in that setup, and that gives me an edge in some of these other build orders. So now I can see the adepts from MaxPax, and we'll see how herO handles them, but if you're gonna have if you have enough units, the adepts can't really shade in. If they do, it's probably a bad shade. So let's see if that's exactly how this plays from herO. That probe does not get away, the adepts do reach it, and that Stargate coming online here from MaxPax. And we'll, like I say, we'll see how herO deals with these adepts with that open wall. But like I say, this is becoming a common occurrence lately. This is becoming something we're seeing more and more as of late. Stalker will shoot. Depths will take some damage. Couple Stalkers, the Gateway, the Robo Facility all coming online. The Oracle and the Nexus coming through as well, so we bring a lot of that into play. So already just catching the Adepts on the map like this is amazing. Some damage onto them is just going to chip away and obviously hold off your ability to kind of get in. And now the Adepts step in toward the Stalkers, so we're going to lose one at the very least. I'm going to say that was a little bit of an over-targeting on the side of herO there, but he will still kill this this second Adept. So 2 Adepts go down, more Stalkers are going to meet. And now we actually just added on a Gateway and a Pile in the front, so we will just wall anyway. We are just now going to play a 3-gate Robo into pressure across the map. So in a way as well, I imagine the scenario is also the fact that because you're going to play 3-gate Robo yourself, this is a build that then maybe, or the Gateway placement then is something that can allow for it. Because the only thing you really don't like playing 3-gate Robo at home is a Robo on the map, because actually then they take the advantage with taking down the gateways. So maybe that's part of the reason why. Maybe it's based on what herO thinks he's going to do build order-wise. Maybe with certain builds he does it, maybe with certain builds he does not. And then maybe eventually that becomes a mind game in and of itself as well. Robo coming through, Stalker on the way. Going to be seeing the Prism coming up to the top with the Stalkers and the Sentry. And they're going to poke in at the front here. Gateway going to start taking some damage. 2 more Stalkers showing up, a couple Sentries warping in. Just going to see that Gateway already taking a few shots of damage already. Just going to be seeing the Prism loading up, Stalker being pulled back, a couple Force Fields coming down. Just going to keep pressuring. The Gateway is still taking some damage. A couple Sentries being brought back over there. Continuing to fight through just for the moment. And just going to be having ourselves that Gateway taking damage again. Why no expand from herO? Because he's 3-gate Robo commit. Like, his build is designed to be aggressive. 3-gate Robo is not an expansion kind of build. Like, this is designed, like, he wants to be aggressive. He wants to come across the map. So this is just what he wants to do with the build. And 3 gates in a tech structure typically are enough to, force damage. And in this case, now he's going to expand behind this. The problem for MaxPax is that he opened Oracle, and the Oracle, as long as it gets defended well, does not give you defense at home. And it doesn't give you an edge on the other side. So now herO's going to get an expand, and now he camps this low ground, and MaxPax has to figure out a way to break out of this scenario. Probably has to go Prism after the second mortal, which he does. And then you have to try and figure out, do you threaten the Immortal drop? Do you because you can force field these units out. So do you force field the units out and threaten the Immortal drop across the map? When does herO pull home? herO probably pulls home in 20 seconds or so, because at that point he's confident he's taken a lead on the Nexus, and he knows the possibility of that incoming like Prism Immortal counterattack is going to be online. He sees it with the Observer too. So at that point, he does not want to try for more. So it depends, because he might also, if he doesn't see the Immortals going across the map, he could also, okay, he sees it with the Observer, by the way, so I'm just going to force field on the top, move around here, and yeah, he's just happy. So he just sees the situation. Because of the Observer, he gets to make the perfect play call. This is not a case where it's just like, oh, I'm going to guess that you're going to do this, I'm going to pull back blindly. Because he has the Observer, he pulls back exactly when the move out happens from MaxPax. He threatens the drop to the low ground. herO moves to play against that, just force field the ramp, and then he knows it's time to go, because you're not going to be able to stop this kind of multi-move forever. So just heads back home, and that's exactly what he'll do. When a Adept gets caught in a stasis, that's fine. And herO is up in expansion for about a minute or so. Now, MaxPax actually has more workers than herO, and herO's not building a lot of probes. In fact, oh, that's a nice catch from MaxPax, because now he sees that Prism going across the other side. I was going to say, at first, he had no idea about this. Now you know about it. Now you know the Prism and 2 Immortals on here. MaxPax may try to commit in. MaxPax does not have the army supply lead, and I think that's one of the big things. herO is playing this so it looks as though he's playing that big economy game, but he's not built any probes for a long time. If he gets his opponent too committed here, maybe that's something he can really capitalize on. He's going to try and chase this down, pops the barriers on the Immortals. The Adepts will shade for the Sentry. That's almost a guarantee. The Immortals will continue to chase as well. MaxPax can't really justify turning onto the Prism. Wow, herO got maybe a little bit ahead with the Prism, but then the Force Fields come down. That's why you can't really do it either, and MaxPax is bleeding out units. We are going to be seeing the Prism go down, though. I mean, I think that's just sloppy play from herO. I do not think that part had to happen. That's going to give you a bit of an opportunity, though, right? As we are going to be having these Stalkers cannot go up that ramp. The Prism, lack of high ground vision is a big issue. Oh, we're going to get Force Fields here, though. Can we kill the Immortal in time? No. Obviously, your own Prism missing's an issue. We've already had the Adepts go ahead of the rest of the army. They're going to go after Workers, force the recall into the main, but then you can just force field the ramp and just play the low ground and deny this natural. So I don't think you can do anything really here as MaxPax. You have to just Immortal Micro your way out of this, which is possible because you've got a Prism versus no Prism. Like I say, the lack of the Prism from herO makes this a lot more complicated, although maybe it's not that complicated because you click Nexus, you win. So, yeah, maybe it's not that complicated at all. Hard to not win this fight overall. And now that Nexus is down, MaxPax is pretty much just dead. herO is going to take a game number 1. What a cool game. What a really cool game. herO just playing a completely kind of change of pace. Makes it look like he wants to take the eco advantage. MaxPax plays into that with the counterattack. Bam! I've done nothing but build units. You know? Very, very cool kind of PvP. Very, very thoughtful PvP, right? A lot of different little things going on throughout the course of that one. We actually already have the winner of this. We'll know their next opponent. The winner of this plays Q in the next round, guys. So it might just be that we go straight into the winner of this versus Q and we just sit on this section of the bracket. Because if Q is ready to play, then we can pretty much just kind of accelerate straight through there. And maybe go in that direction. I'd like to catch some of the Zerg games on the bottom of the bracket, though. But... Alright, let's jump into Old Republic as we dive into a game number 2 of this PvP. hero's getting so smart in this PvP. I feel like he's getting very clever with it. Very, very clever with it. The top right side, our red Protoss player is going to be herO. And in the bottom left, blue Protoss player is MaxPax as we get into game number 2 of this series. Get it started up and ready to go. What did herO do game 1? It was a, so he just went 3-gate robo, but then when he took the expansion advantage, he didn't probe. So he essentially, doubled down on units. And so when MaxPax counterattacked on his later expand, he actually didn't have a unit advantage and he got kind of overwhelmed. herO just played it well. He also defended the Oracle from MaxPax very well, so that entire Stargate tech did not really do too much either. Kind of a big factor too. Yeah, it was actually a very cool PvP. Like a lot of what you expect, but then, like I say, applied very differently to perhaps the expectation in that regard. Kind of cool. Cool game. Cybercore's coming up on both sides of the map. It's a fast expand from MaxPax. herO going to go for this 2-gate again away from the wall. This time hero's going to start building Adepts instead of Stalkers. So last game he was Stalkers. That was another thing as well. He was very good with the Stalkers last game. So remember last game he caught the 2 Adepts early from MaxPax too. So he really nullified a lot of what MaxPax was looking to do early, which I do think goes a long way as well. Definitely helped him out. Definitely was the kind of thing to push him in the right kind of direction as well. Nexus is going to get put down. A couple of probes just going to get put into place here. Take a few moments to see where this goes. A couple of Adepts come around just for now. See what we want to do here. Adept is going to go shading about. The probe is going to come moving through. Stargating the couple probes continue to come about. Going to be seeing the Oracle and the Wolf Gate still building about. Battery is going to get into place as well. Just going to be seeing the setup here for a couple moments. Get that on the way. Just going to be seeing the pylon setting up, the probe coming over. Gonna see that Voidra in the Warp Gate coming about. Batteries coming up. Obviously playing the defense here. herO getting the Stargate going. So he's going to have an Oracle on the way. Second Oracle too. Kind of fascinated what he does here because you're 4-gating. So you can have a lot of units on the ground. The Oracles to try and pull units into the main and so on. I'll get a few pros with this first Oracle. It's coming as a bit of a surprise to MaxPax, who's really not quite prepped to deal with that right now. So, oh, don't tell me it gets away as well. It gets away even after the Voidra activates Prismatic. Activating Prismatic is kind of a big deal because that means Prismatic is already on cooldown. That might give a few Stalkers a bit of an easier time for a little bit of time here. So, something to think on. Now 2 Adepts get into the main base. They'll turn around, finish off 1 Adept. Going to lose this Adept pretty quickly, actually, but there's still an Adept in this mineral line. It will drain the battery a little bit, and that could be a factor too. I wouldn't mind him throwing a few shots off. Now the double Oracle flies in. They never expect the second Oracle. I mean, I don't think MaxPax was expecting the first. The second one showing up. herO is just... I think herO is just mind game MaxPax in this game so heavily. Like, MaxPax has no belief in what herO is doing. And then herO just shows up with something else. He's like, hey, did you think about Oracle 2? And MaxPax is like, why would you have Oracle 1? Never mind Oracle 2. And now the Adepts get back in. This game is falling apart, obviously. 24 probes to 16, even across 2 bases. MaxPax is going to struggle from here, because, yeah, you can rebuild the workers, but you're significantly behind. I'm going to start building a Phoenix. herO has been just building up units. To be fair, those 4 batteries at the front are pretty tough to get through, and because he's been building the Oracles and so on, he's not just been pumping 4 Stalkers on every warp-in cycle. So he doesn't actually have the numbers to maybe break through the battery defense. So that may let us kind of stay alive in this just a little tad longer. Oracle activates through 4, 5, 6 workers. No, just the 5, but still 5 workers, not bad. Just see those going down. The Twilight Council and the Next are still building into play. The probes are still coming up. Continue to get that on the go. The Stalker's going to get underneath. The Oracles will be chased. Couple probes go down. Just going to be seeing the Blink and the Stalker still building. The Phoenix continuing through as well. Just going to have our Stalkers coming up top. And yeah, Blink Chrono boosting out on the Twilight Council. So we get that all on the way. Nexus building by. Pylon still being added. Stalker's going to get back over to the natural right now. Just going to recall his Phoenix. Having a Phoenix is kind of a big deal because it just takes away some of the aggression that could happen later. If we follow into Robo, for example, Phoenix stops a lot of the Immortal Prism play. So if that was the follow-up, it's not going to be MaxPax goes Twilight Council, but then the Phoenix has got a role to play, and it can obviously be a way to shove back that Oracle early as well, and so on. So it's had some value. It's a very aggressive chase forward from herO, but he just believes in his Stalker count, gets underneath the voids. Obviously no batteries here. We lift up 1 Stalker with the Phoenix. What are we going to shoot at here as herO? I was going to say, because you can choose to shoot at the Phoenix. Instead he just trades Stalkers on Stalkers. This is fine for herO. No, he's super far ahead on Blink, and he's just nullified this down to a Stalker versus Stalker game, removing the earlier tech units that MaxPax initially had. So now you're just going to have a much faster Blink. Now he has the Phoenix as well to do the same thing that just happened on the other side. He can lift a Stalker up, guarantee a kill, and just take even more of a Stalker edges. The numbers have tightened, right? And in fact, MaxPax has taken a worker lead even. But the position in the game is absolutely in herO's favor. That Blink especially is the one thing which is just super important here. And these Stalkers, I mean, they might get the Phoenix kill, but it comes at the cost of already kind of losing a couple of Stalkers. And now we're going to lose a couple extra. Blink is about to be done, and once Blink is done, this is a very unfair fight. herO should be absolutely looking to press his advantage, unless he doesn't think he has that much of a timing window on Blink. But yeah, we'll see if he can make that call or not. There's no way he's not going to keep poking, because with Blink, you can always pull back if it gets trouble. Have the Stalkers continue to come through. And the Oracle goes down. Still no Blink from MaxPax. G to the G's, and it is herO to take 2-0. Moving on through into the round of 8s today. He's going to be meeting up against Cure. Lambo advances to the round of 8. He'll play Classic or Young. But But yeah, I think we just probably go into herO queue, guys, because it's going to be ready to go pretty quickly. And some TVP for us, and then we'll hopefully be catching a Zerg after this in maybe a bottom round of 8. If we go herO queue now, it's likely we catch another round of 8 match before the semis, so that probably makes the most sense in terms of what we do. So I think we do that. In which case, let's hop on over to Korea and get herO and queue ready to participate. Let's get this ready to go, go, go. Do, 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 do. Alright, on Korea. Just wait for it to get going over here. A couple of minutes and get this started. Do, 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 do. How's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling? And get set to rumble. I was always curious as to why some upgrades are visible combat shields until non-close and others are not. Yeah, should every upgrade give like a visual indicator? That's a good question. No. I wonder if, I mean, very few upgrades don't give a visual indicator, right? Because obviously any speed upgrade is visual. Blink obviously doesn't. It's one of those things where obviously like it's just cool to see the visual stuff, and then maybe it just doesn't fit thematically for everything. From a balance perspective, should everything be visible? Sometimes what is not visible is obviously then making the other upgrades visible. It's like, for example, because combat shield is visible, if you scout a researching tech lab and you see no combat shield on Marines at a certain point, you know it's stim. I know that's like a very obvious one. Most of the time they build stim first anyway, right? But like, you are still knowing that it's stim. You can still deduct that it's stim from other information, you know? So there's kind of like, there's just elements. There's one of those things where it's like there's elements to it, there's layers to it. And there being layers to it is probably part of what makes StarCraft just kind of a cool game, you know? Where there's like, there's layers, there's levels to it, and with those levels kind of, you know, not everything needs to work the exact same way. I feel like one of the big issues that happens nowadays when people try to make games, especially games like, you know, RTSs and stuff, is you get a lot of kind of people who are like, well, every race have, you know, every kind of faction has to have this factor to them because that faction has it. And I feel like it's very scary to be like, let's just let things be different, because sometimes differences are cool. Like, sometimes it feels as though you don't. I'm sure when Blizzard designed SE2, they didn't think, you know what, you know, we'll consciously make Stimpack not have a visual because that may impact like the way the game works. But like, it's kind of a neat side effect of just like not feeling the need to kind of make everything kind of, like I say, work in that same way. As like, I feel like, I guess what I'm saying is like nowadays it's more likely that people come in and make a game and they're like, well, if one thing is visual, every upgrade has to be visual. Whereas back then that wasn't the case. So I wonder if like, it's one of the things where I think in an RTS, it's like mixing things up helps keep the game very varied and have layers and, like I say, just be played in very different ways. Yeah, it's interesting. I think there's a lot to be said about kind of the identity of races and different like differences that are allowed to be there, instead of just everything being the same as everything else. It's cool. Games aside, game balance is hard. Yeah. You know, units have 2 visual changes. Yeah, I mean that's true in a little way, but like obviously, if you think about it, like in a way they do, because like you can see a roach moving more quickly once it has roach speed, right? So it's not exactly what you're saying, but like you still have like two upgrades that's still visible without you interacting with the unit necessarily, outside of just seeing it. So yeah. I've been playing a lot of Riftbound lately. Riftbound is kind of like, it's a card game, but it's kind of like Magic, where like in Magic you have like certain colors, right, in your deck, and each color like generally has a trend of what it does, and it's like it's really funny how like you can kind of like I've been thinking about this a lot, of like how it's like it feels like that idea of like not having to make everything have access to everything, and making the be different counters to different things in different ways. And sometimes by one color not having certain something allows another color to benefit, but that doesn't mean that this other like this color not having access to this means you can't beat that. It just means the approach is different, so things interact very differently, right? I think there's actually a lot of that in SC2 that's just always been there, and I very much just took for granted. But it's one of the reasons why that kind of asymmetric kind of design is so cool, because it opens up the door to kind of stuff like that, you know. Very cool. herO is hosting up enough philosophy of games. Let's actually cast some more StarCrafts. Oh. Is WARDITV broken on YouTube? I just clicked on WARDITV and it has like 25 errors. Okay, chill out. I don't know what you're doing. Chill. It's for some reason it's lost my bot. Huh. Let me restart WARDITV. Let's see if that just fixes it. Alright, let's jump in game and let's get this ready to go. As we have in the top left-hand side, the red Protoss player is going to be herO, while in the bottom right side it is going to be our blue Terran. This is going to be Cure. Oh no, I've just closed WARDITV and now I don't remember where I moved the new WARDITV to that we fixed. Oh. Oh no. 1 second, guys, sorry. This one, maybe? Yes. This one works. Alright, I think we're getting there. Alright, let's get into this then. Some TVP between herO and Cure here in the WARDITV Mondays 81 quarterfinals already. Little barracks over in the corner, just trying to make you kind of panic a little bit when you scout as herO. And there's also going to be the Reaper coming around, and this is the engineering bay block as well that forces herO into a forward expansion. So that's going to be interesting to keep track of here. I do feel like Cure has leveled up his TVP lately. Like I really feel like Cure's TVP has leveled up a little bit recently. Has been awesome to see. So kind of excited to see if we can take down herO today. It'd be a bit of a shocker if he did, maybe still, but. I feel like his TVP has become a lot more consistent in the last 2 to 3 weeks, maybe about a month. But yeah, Cure's TVP does feel like it's stepped up a little bit. We'll see what that means from as we get through this factory. Coming into place, the reactor building on the barracks. We do have our command center, the SCV depot. We'll continue to build through just for a few moments. And we are going to be having the Reaper. It's just going to come up to the top of the map to continue through. Reaper just going to fight. Adept going to be there. Gonna see some shots back and forth. The Adept gonna be there, gonna chase that Reaper down. Probe gonna be taking some damage. It's gonna go down. Stalker in the Wolf Gate still building. The Adept is just gonna be there to push the Reaper back around that right hand side. Blink building into play. A couple of Marines in the starport coming through as well. I'm gonna see all the commands still building up, about to finish here. Those extra Marines coming online. The Chrono Boost on the Nexus. Cure obviously starts to take his command center down to the low ground as well for the expansion, but slowly kind of working on that for the next few moments. Wouldn't mind coming about. Just going to see the Marines are going to be there, ready to deal with the Adept if it shades up. Orbital Command is going to unload down to the low ground, just going to move across there for the next couple of moments and get that set up as well. Reaper hops in, just going to get straight through there. The Adept is going to take a chance to look around, just going to chase after that Reaper for a few moments. Going to see the couple of probes going down as the Widow Mine shows up. We've seen the Raven coming back through, the couple of Marines continuing over for a couple moments. Going to be seeing that Blink continue to come about, just going to be seeing the gateways and the probes continue to come over. And obviously the Raven, the siege tank, is going to be building from Cure, so we'll see him maybe getting a bit aggressive with the tanks soon. He's going to build 2 more barracks up. That part should not really be coming as too much of a surprise at the moment. And that Raven moves over. Gonna be seeing that medevac gonna come in. Just gonna be seeing the Widow Mines get burrowed. A couple of probes is gonna pull across. 1 probe, 2 probes. Already killing the medevac means we can kind of clean this up very quickly, most importantly. So when I get towards that nice and quickly, a couple of probies going down. The Stalkers is gonna be joined there as well, as you are gonna be seeing an extra couple of warpins. Yeah, here we're pretty okay with this. Couple of probes shut down the medevac. Doesn't nothing lingers for the moment. Water turret going to fly, a couple of probes still taking damage. The Adept will go to shade on through, just trying to see what else is going on for a couple of moments. It's going to be seeing the siege tank actually gets broken, man. The SCVs around there looked as though it might have kept it alive. Kept the units, kept the Stalkers there for a little bit longer at least. Now the Marines pushing back through, the Stalkers getting pushed back, another couple of units warping in. We are going to be seeing the Raven dropping down. Some probes are going to start falling to that Raven. The SCVs are going to pull into this. The Bion unit's going to chase. Cure is on a good work account. Just needs to survive right now. Gets the Observer as well. Cure's on a great work account. Hero has not got a 3rd base behind this. He's been very aggressive. 5 gates off these 2 bases. He's now going to Dark Shrine it up. It makes this Raven extremely important, actually, because if that Raven stays alive, you can actually then have the Raven as detection. Obviously, Charge is going to make this very different. No Stim of Combat Shield just yet. This is the time Hero really wants to take advantage of those Zealots. Obviously pretty nasty because you just don't have Stim to kind of deal with them quickly. As we are going to see Prism into the main base, going to warp more Zealots in as well. It's going to be this multi-pronging effectiveness that's going to potentially give Hero the chance to make stuff happen here. 1 Widow Mine goes down, unfortunately, before it can fire. Now, Stim is about to be done. My concern at the moment is going to be the fact that obviously these units are kind of low HP already. So, how many Stims can we afford? How troublesome might this become? Going to see the auto turret still going on the other side. Again, that Raven could really do with coming home at some point, as and the Stalkers are chasing hard. Cure is ping-ponging between bases. Hero utilizing the mobility of that Prism and everything else to kind of get a lot done. More Zealots warp in. The Marines cannot get after the Prism. I think Cure is going to start falling apart here, guys. He's just struggling to defend because he has no solid defense at the front. All he can do is ping-pong main, natural, and he's taking so much damage running between the 2. Gonna see the bio. Oh, he loses the Raven as well. So now DTs are warping in. Now you need scans, which you don't have. You just dropped a bunch of mules. Okay, he has one scan available, but if those DTs jump back into the prism, then it's just not gonna matter. We're gonna fight forward. The Zelds will start to melt. The +1 attack upgrade here. Like Kyo's army in theory should be better. It's just not yet. Like I say, do we have a scan? Scans now. The prism gets away. Again, saving the DTs, man. herO's so freaking annoying to play against. This was horrible for herO. Like, this position was really not looking great. And he just is able to put on enough pressure to make Kyo fall apart. And it's not like Kyo's, like, bad. You know, Kyo's freaking good at this game. So, you know, you would imagine that Kyo being freaking good at this game can kind of deal with this stuff. But it's, again, just herO's so tricksy. He makes players as good as Kyo and make mistakes. And that's exactly what this game is going to come down to. At this point, you're taking too much damage. The DTs as a follow-up were massive. herO's still on 2 bases. It was so important he broke through here. Kyo going to say GG. What a fascinating game from herO. Just full aggro mode. And makes it work with some really cool moves. Like I say, very cool stuff. What's up, Ducklings? Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you guys have had a good time. Hello, everybody. Yeah, as you just saw, herO just popping off a little bit there. As some of the results, by the way, Bion is going to be playing Clem, as Clem has advanced through, and Classic will be playing Lambo, as Lambo has advanced through over Rex, and Classic over Ryung. Rogue still waiting for Solar and Shameless to wrap up. Give me one moment, guys. My wardy bot is being annoying. We fixed. We're good. I think we're good. I think we're back on track. Cool. Alright guys, thank you. Let's get back to it. As we go to Ruby Rock Game 2 here for herO and Kyo. Let's jump into this and start off into our second game. So yeah, herO just finds a way. This honestly looks so good for Kyo as well. Like, the numbers were looking great for him, just couldn't deal with the pressure in all the places. Very, very frustrating. Alrighty, so game 2 of this best of 3. We get this started off, we get this underway. I'm just gonna have our gateway and our assembly coming through, Braxton Refinery coming over, and we get this ready to begin. Man, what a it's been fun games today. I'm glad we went into that herO MaxPax series, because I actually think that was one of the better PvPs I've watched in a while. It was very fascinating, very, very cool. We've seen the probe coming to bounce. Gonna see the Reaper in the factory coming through. Cybercore coming into place. Next one's so coming up. We'll see what Q's approach is going to be. Obviously, factory before we expand, so he will be a little bit more on the aggro side of things. It opens the door to a couple more aggressive plays, although I don't think we're really trying to be overly aggressive or anything here, as we do have this Reaper making its way out toward the upper left-hand side. So it's going to journey up to the top just initially. Next, we'll take a few shots of damage. Just going to see that Stalker still coming across. We do have the command center and the starport still building in place. Again, the Stalker, the Stargate, and the Warp Gate. All of that continuing through just for a few moments here. We do have that Reaper pulling back down the left-hand side. And yeah, Warp Gate, Stalker, and the Stargate all coming up. Battery on the way through. Let's bring a lot of that into play over these next few moments and see what we do. But yeah, Stargate from herO, something a little different from him. You know, it's really fun to see the really fun just to see the aggression kind of from herO and just kind of all the ways they're kind of playing. Like, he just plays so differently game to game, and he's really not afraid of touching on the things which are generally kind of seen as not so great or not so good. Stalker Wolf Gate coming up, Twilight Council on the gateway coming by, Medevac and the Marines continue to produce. Trouble gets in, SCV goes down already. Reaper gonna activate into the mineral line just because the SCVs gonna get blasted. 3 workers, 4 workers going down, so 4 SCVs drop already. Now we're gonna make it 5. herO getting some good damage done. 6 SCVs, but 3 probes go down, so at least we did some counter damage. Problem is we're not done yet, but do we lose the Oracle? The 2 Marines on the natural maybe could have turned onto the Oracle a little bit more easily. I actually think we let this Oracle do a bit more than it needed to. As Widowmine goes off. 5 probes in total, 1 more, 2 more Widowmines on the low ground. Not going to be a big connection just yet. Going to unload, re-burrow. It's a kill from herO, so that does not go off. Still, though, 6 probes is not bad. The Phoenix will guarantee you don't get any more done, at least. It's just rough because it's like you kill 6 probes, but then 8 SCVs down. So, overall, how do you not like this for herO? Because what did it cost herO to kill 8 SCVs? Nothing. What did it cost Q to kill 6 probes, a Reaper, a Medevac, and 3 Widowmines? So you kill less workers while paying more to do so, and that's why herO comes out of this in a very comfortable position, in absolutely a lead right now here in this game number 2. Oracle drops the Revelation down, Marines in the Cyclone getting caught there. Gonna see our Stalkers just gonna be trying to break this bunker down. I mean, Cure already losing more SCVs here is not gonna be loving that, but maybe there's something you can do over the course of this. Just gonna see that Oracle dropping the Revelation down. Your Stalkers are gonna be about there. Gonna be having again the gates, the Nexus, the Temple Archives, all of this building by for the next few moments. And the Stalkers coming up, Stimpak coming by, Storm in the charge, continue to build the gates of the Nexus building by as well. So we just get that all on the way. And still got that Storm just ticking along. It's going to be about halfway done here in the next few moments. Get those upgrades done, that charge still building by as well. Medevacs, Marines, and Marauders all coming online. Again, lots of these little bits and bobs that we want to play with here continue to come through currently. Marines, tanks are going to gather. I don't think there's much more pressure from herO on the ground, to be fair, as we are going to see Cure has quite a supply lead in terms of army supply, 55 to 31. Are we going to pull SCVs? He's 5 racks, so we're kind of committed to the 2 base. There is the SCV pull coming in from the bottom side. Don't think the Oracle actually saw that. I think he only saw the couple extra Marines. Now, Storm is done. SCVs can only do so much against Storm. SCVs are much better against like a Colossus build or so, but at this point, this is a case of doing what we can. Is first Storm comes down, second Storm going to guarantee a few kills initially on those bio units. This High Templar could become an Archon as well if they want to. They will do. More Storms available. Storm is just so rough to attack into. Obviously, Kira just has to try and split and do what he can. This is going to take him time. This allows for more warpings from the Protoss and more time to play defense. This Storm is just a zoning Storm, and this is what this new Storm does so well. You drop the Storm down and it just sits in that position for a little while. The Bio are going to step through. The High Templar already in just a little bit of trouble. It's going to go down. The Scanner comes up. You can see this Bio Force still pushing in. Another Storm coming down into place. And this Bio Army still just pressing its way forward. Kua trying to get in position. He's going to have a tank siege now at least. Here we go. We do have 1 Storm left. It drops to the top side. The tank there will go down because of the side Storm. The Phoenix lifting the siege tank. This is a massacre. My goodness. 17 SCVs went down. The army falls. I mean, herO was on a very good start to this game and was already leading, but yeah, he actually executed this defense and continuation very well. And that's going to be GG. Why do other races with an all-in rarely pull workers? Because workers are melee units, and the other races typically rely on zerglings and probes, so they get in the way of the melee units. Zerglings and zealots, right? So it just doesn't really work. And Terran can also sustain a little bit. Obviously, the mules are effective too, so you have a little bit more push through behind it. So if you don't quite... So like the mules are an aspect, but I actually think it's also just like the synergy of how it works. You know? So, yeah, there's a little bit of that factor as well. Yo, Shameless beats Solo 2-1, so Solo gets knocked out round of 16 a day. Shameless will play Rogue round of 8. Classic and Lambo playing round of 8 as well. Bion and Clem also participating in the round of 8. I'm going to be RB a couple moments, guys, when we come back. More StarCraft. Not sure what it's going to be just yet, but we'll figure it out. And we'll go from there. I'll see you guys in just a moment. BRB. Never mind. We're going to go into Clem versus Bion, and they're already ready to play. Try to find out the score. Clem leading 1-0 over Bion in the semis, guys. In the quarters, guys. So, we're going to do Clem Bion game 2, and then we just follow the win-in versus herO in the semis. Cool. Never mind. Don't even get a chance to BRB. Don't even get to BRB. Yo, what's up? 98 Christopher. Thank you so much for becoming a WARDITV Gold member on the YouTube. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. It's not every day we see the YouTube memberships being used, so appreciate it. Thank you so much and welcome. Thank you for supporting, as we have in the top left. We'll be leading by a game, and the blue Protoss play here is Clem from Liquid. In the bottom right from the Shopify Rebellion, Bion is our red Terran. As we get into game number 2 of this series, and we figure out what we want to do over the course of this best of 3 game 2 between the two players. So, we get this started up, we get this going, get this underway. Where are we going to go with this PVT? Of course, Clem playing the Protoss versus Terran matchup. And, yeah, up the game. He has been a little shaky. Bion beat him, I think it was last week in the tournament in the round of 8. Bion's had a lot more success against Clem lately than we've had in a long time, actually. There was a, yeah, there was a long time where Bion just could not beat Clem's Protoss. Like, there was a massive losing streak for him. I feel like more recently he's had a lot more success, so it's a big positive. I'm actually going to look at the have a look at the stats. Give me a second. Bion beat Clem. I was in the Kung Fu Cup round of 4. Bion won 2-1. Monday Night Weeklies 1-0. Clem won 1-0, 2-1, 2-1, and Monday 77. I mean, Clem actually still won a lot, but there has been more matches where Bion has been winning back, where before there was just this massive streak of Clem just taking Bion down. So, yeah. These guys play a lot. They're both, honestly, online cup grinders, so they both play a lot and meet each other a lot and play a lot of games. And just have ourselves the command center coming up over in the corner. Get that ready to go. Reactor is building onto the barracks, and yeah, the factory and the starport coming through as well for the next little bit of time. Set up. Is Clem's TVP still considered off race? Not really. That's such a semantic thing to me. This is how he mains in tournaments, so no. But some people will, I think, live and die by the concept that... I think some people will live and die by the idea of Clem being... it's still being an off race, but... Yeah, I mean, it kind of is. It depends how you want to define it, right? It's like such a argument over words, so. Probe. Off to the side. Let's get Hellions and Marines on the way as Bion floats a command center down to the natural. Deb gonna shoot orbital, taking some damage, taking a few shots. Couple stalkers will gather about. I think the Hellions are going to actually get in. Uh-oh, Clem, he's in some trouble. 7 probes going down. At best, we limit this to 9. Wow. That was just getting in, and Clem is across the map poking, but that's not going to matter much. He has to pull probes in to fight this. 2 stalkers from the low ground, 10 probes killed in total. Gun doesn't lose a lot from the medevac. These 2 stalkers have meanwhile made an orbital burn, which, okay, cool, but that doesn't really make up for 10 probes of damage. Not yet, at least. I mean, maybe long term it can. Blink not finished, and Clem's not moving these stalkers back. They're just gonna die. Clem distracted elsewhere, apparently. Wow, he actually gets them away with the blink finishing. I thought they were doomed. Young kind of split the damage. I think one of them should have obviously absolutely died, but honestly, I felt like they were both dead. But apparently not so. They stay alive, low HP. As the medevac drop comes back in, that's an annoyance because you're not cleaned it up properly as Clem. It's still going to be a factor. Just going to be seeing the stalkers coming through. The tank goes down. The Marines and the Banshee will gather up. The stalkers still going after the medevac. It will go down. A few Marines continue to fight. Just going to continue through. And just have ourselves these couple of stalkers continue to come about right now. So we get that on the way. Heavy flight rows coming up. Medevac, tank, and the Marine continue to build. A couple of stalkers will continue to go, go, go. And the SCVs will get going as well. Marines, the tank, and the medevac continue to come over. And again, the bunker on the way in. The hyperflight rotors all coming up just for the moment. So Banshee still building by. Taking a couple moments here, getting settled. Obviously, Banshee's ready to try and harass in as Bion has more ways to keep on dealing damage throughout this game. Work count is just evening out, which is not great for Clem. Typically, the pros would like to be ahead on the work count at this stage, so yeah, those workers lost, like I say. Clem might have got something done in the end, but like it really wasn't enough compared to the amount of workers he lost to the Hellions specifically. The medevac Marine drop, yeah, whatever, but the Hellions specifically, I think, were a big factor. Let's just have +1 stim in the Marines continue to come on through. He's gonna see the Banshee flying about. Again, stim back in the +1, building through. Marine Marauder coming up. Just going to see the gateway coming about. There is going to be the double Banshee making a move. Like I say, with Hyperflight Rose, they're very speedy as well, so they can be pretty cheeky with where they can end up and what they can kind of find for themselves and what they can do. So, eyes kind of on that to see where we go. The Banshees get in after a couple of probes straight away, so we got some damage dealt. Just going to see the Banshees going to escape out over to the right-hand side initially, so pulling them out of there and getting back over in that direction. I'm just going to shoot. I mean, this isn't even being sneaky. They just fly in. There's 2 stalkers here. We will actually lose a Banshee, but we get 7 more probes as Bion is basically just looking to kind of get rid of Clem's kind of chance already. The Zealots in the main going to get after this tank. We should probably be able to kill that and save the Zealots. Wow, that's going to be a freebie tank pickup. 1 Banshee still alive. Now you're seeing the sneakiness of the speedy Banshee able to loop around a bit. As Clem has a few units at the front, but obviously has had to play some defense as well, so he's not fully able to focus on an attack. 11 probes down once more, his economy being drained away from him as this game continues through. We've seen the couple of SCVs going down. We're just going to try and drop the Zealots into range to make the siege tanks friendly fire onto SCVs. That was fairly effective. 8 SCVs go down. Actually, quite a play from Clem. He's able to get a good amount coming out of this. Now we're going to see some bio, the mines and so gathering up. A couple stalkers coming through. The attack upgrade and the thermal lance all coming about as well. Let's continue to bring that by. Just have ourselves the Prism into the main base, going to try and attack through as well. So in we go. Couple Zealots unloading, going to go after the Widow Mine as well. Just going to get that grabbed already. We'll just see the Colossus on the way out. The +1 attack upgrade is building by. Obviously, like I say, Clem making moves, but these attacks that Bion's about to start launching are going to be difficult to hold, because I still feel like it's been a rough early game for Clem, and yeah, he's brought himself back in a couple ways, but overall, there's still definitely some issues here. So you are going to see those Marines unloading. A couple Stalkers going to start to be shot at. Just going to see those Marines continue to fight back. A few more probes pulling over as well. The Bio Army going to push forward here. Mines power up. The sentry goes down. Another probe being caught. And again, the other couple of Marines continue to fall as the Bio jumps onto the Colossus. Clem unable to keep his tech unit alive. There's a lot of very low HP Marauders. A few probes running into this fight. A new Colossus shows up. Is that enough to provide defense here? Clem with the Prism trying to bring a couple more Zealots into play. The army of Bion is genuinely kind of low HP, so I can see the way that you defend this as Clem. Like, you see the pushback, and it is going to happen. He is going to push this back at least. How much can he kill on this chase away? He cannot blink here. Yeah, because if you blink in, all those fresh units are there. I feel like maybe Bion could actually more aggressively fight into this right now with that blink forward commitment, because it takes you away from the Colossus as well. So maybe that was a moment Bion could have done more than what he ended up doing. Stalker Zealots and the Colossus around the right side. Readying a push onto this orbital, perhaps. Stalkers will just do what they can, and shooting down Vikings are going to prolong the effectiveness of your Colossus that you're building. 2-2 on the way from Clem as well. You can see the ways he's going to draw himself back in this game. Upgrade advantage could be one way. You know, slowing the Viking count down so you can kind of keep a good tech kind of position in the game as well. There are ghosts on the way up from Bion though, so those ghosts definitely going to create some issues also. See nowhere near High Templars or any other kind of tech aside from the Colossus, so have to kind of figure that out as we go here as well. Then we see the Bio, the Vikings, the Medivacs coming across and down. And we've seen a few Vikings going to move through. Just a couple of ghosts are going to step up as well. That gathers, just gonna get the scan. The observer goes down already. Just gonna get a little grab on that. Not bad. Marines just unloading. Just gonna have ourselves a few probes pulling away. You do see the medevac lifting back up, pulling back over the right side. Bio army collecting up in the center, looking to maybe make a bit of a move forward. Extra medevac's coming about, the +2 attack on the forge coming up, +2 armor as well. Like I say, those upgrades that Clem dove into earlier are now about to be present, and that could help him turn a fight or two. 2-2 of the Terran is on its way, but it's not there yet, and Clem's going to go instantly to 3-3, so he's going to look to continue capitalizing on upgrades further in this game. It's a good Widow Mine shot that hit a lot of Zealots. Stalker's trying to focus on the Vikings. Again, keep those Colossus safe, and you can absolutely have a good time with this long term. A few Marines stem in from the right side. That group of probes on the low ground going to get chased already. Just going to see a few probes dropping just initially. Shot fires. The Zealots and the Stalkers coming through. A couple of Marines are going to get chased. More Marines chasing over. The probes get hunted. Stalker's going to get in after the medevac. Very nearly getting a catch, but not quite. And we're going to be having ourselves the ghost and the upgrades continuing to come on by. So we bring that in. Again, 3-3 coming about. Disruptors coming through. And then we get 3-3, we get a couple of disruptors coming over. That Nexus just starting as well, so we get that on the way. Clem plays cleanup over here. Another base coming up for him. Bion has just taken that fourth, so having that fourth up, good economy for him long term if he can keep it alive. We'll see if Clem puts any attention towards it. These armies going to clash in the center. Good EMPs, great Vikings, instantly deleting 2 Colossus before Clem has really set up the fight. So the Colossus just go down super quickly. You can see Clem's supply plummets. Has to rely on the disruptors to help pull him out of this fight and this engagement. Losing the Colossus so quickly there is the issue. Clem was not really ready for that fight, so like I say, he just loses the Colossus before he can do anything else, which gives Bion that kind of great starting point and able to kind of go from there. Bion going to stand up. He's going to see EMP coming down. Pylon coming in as well. See another disruptor shot coming through. A couple of marauders coming across as well. Trying to see what else we can get to. Just going to see 3-3 upgrades coming into play. We do have the Dark Shrine. Continue to build again. Colossus coming up. Nexus on the way through. Bio Army still looking to make a bit of a play in the next few moments. These Stalkers are not going to cut it in terms of cleanup. We lose a lot of them, and the Bio are actually going to turn and target fire specifically the Stalkers here. In the end, we will clean up, but man, those are expensive because Stalkers are not cheap. Replacing those is going to be definitely a little bit painful. Let's just see. This Bio Liberator Force continue to come across and seeing what else we can do. So it's just going to run in. 5 SCVs already going down. The Bio are going to come chasing over again. Those Zealots are going to go running. Get themselves away from that. A couple Libs getting sieged up behind that mineral line. A bunch of probes are going to go down. Another disruptor shot going in. The Bio Force has to split apart. Just a couple of moments. Another disruptor shot coming through. That's a big one. Hits a lot of Bio units there. Another one that can't quite get around the depot, but otherwise was absolutely booming. Having a great time so far. 3-3 about to finish from Bion. So finally the upgrades are going to even out once more, but Clem has taken advantage in these last few seconds. May not be able to go up this ramp into the Liberators, but can kind of poke from afar, zone with the disruptors, and just keep on seeing if there's any more shots he can potentially find over the course of this. Just going to get that medevac at least as well, so it denies that. The Libs over on this side are annoying scanning. You can't reach those with regular units, pretty much. Clem uses this trick a lot on Winter Madness, so this is just a base that's going to struggle to mine. That said, he has other bases coming up. I don't think Clem is super feeling the kind of, like, if you deny that base mine as Clem gets to it as a 4, it's much more effective, whereas now Bion is denying it kind of a bit later into the game, so it's not going to matter anywhere near as much. Stalker's pushing him through, a couple Ghost taking shots. Disruptor's going to go. They're good for a Marauder kill. Now a couple more Disruptors trying to come around the corner. Not going to land just yet. Get towards the Sense Tower, but like I say, not connecting for the moment. At least these Liberators are going to get elsewhere and go after some different pros. If you do see them coming from Stalkers, they're going to just get a command center here. So Clem is going to knock that down. Bion will lose that base. One Stalker to potentially threaten into the main base there against the Liberator, but not going to see it. There's a lot going on, of course. Disruptor actually hits a few of those units that are chasing. That's going to make this a little bit more expensive for Bion. We keep going after those Vikings. Colossus count just at the 1, but there's only 1 Viking in the game as well, so adding a couple more Colossus right now is also just going to be very effective at this stage. Stalker shoots, Liberator takes some more damage. The extra Ghost of the Marine still coming about. And again, we just have Clem. I feel like he's controlling this game. Like, Bion is putting some pressure on with these Liberators and so, yes. But generally speaking, I do think Clem is the one who's picking the larger fights, who's dictating how these fights are going, and slowly but surely I think is establishing an advantage around the map just with all the bases he has now. He is going to lose track of Bion's army top right. If Bion can deal damage top right while Clem is kind of forced to kind of back away, you know, in the bottom left because of the Liberators, that's huge. Recall from Clem, just going to recall about half the army, and it's going to be enough to overpower this push forward. So the Nexus lives, and we're actually going to keep chasing these units, and we've got Clem maybe potentially looking to intercept them. Bion was starting to move out with the rest of his forces. But yeah, these units are going down. Clem maybe could have cut them off more effectively. Eventually, everything's going to start gathering together here. Stalker's getting underneath. The Marauders being chased. The Zealots are going to get there. The Colossus. It's going to take a few shots of damage. Disruptor shot lands onto a couple of Marauders as well. disruptor shot flying straight through. Just going to see the bio ghosts gathering together. Another disruptor shot coming in. Hits a couple of those ghosts as well. Grabbing a little extra here. These marauders still dropping. The disruptors still being chased. Bion is hunting down this entire army of Clem. There's a lot of supply loss. I actually think Clem's going to come out of it just because he's already got enough units here to keep threatening. The disruptor clips a couple of the ghosts. We've got the SCVs pulling through too. Clem's lost 16 probes during this, so he has had some big losses kind of taking place throughout this. Just going to see the Stalkers, the Disruptor continue to come by. A couple shots coming in. The Colossus now probably in some trouble. The Lib's going to force you back a bit. We'll get rid of a couple of the Libs at least, and that's obviously value as Bion is still chasing forward. Wants to dive the Colossus. He's not going to get it. The Zealot reinforcement is massive as well, because that's going to be a frontline defense, kind of tanky body for Clem. And eventually he's going to wrestle this game away from Bion, and Clem is going to have himself a Game 2 victory, showing us kind of all the things that makes Clem's PvT so powerful. Just really solid. But they're going to relocate. There's Stalker pulling back through. Colossus Disruptor coming back across. You're seeing the Liberator going to siege. Colossus takes a few more shots. Disruptor goes down. The few Zealots still getting jumped on for a couple of moments as well. Yes, the Mules and the SCVs get underneath. They're going to go straight after the Command Center. So just going to pick away at that. You're just going to be seeing the Command Center dropping back into position once again. This is, yeah, this is Clem just having too much. As Bion does not really have a way to fight against this at this point, I don't think. We're going to play the back and forth, but Clem's reinforcing as well. The Liberator makes the position a little awkward for Clem to attack into, but with a few more Stalkers dealing the range damage while the Zealots are taking the brunt of the forces, should be kind of fine. We're going to click the Command Center, force it to lift. Stalkers can't quite finish it off though, so the base actually lives. Clem gave up a lot of supply to not really do much. He put so much damage on the CC. I know the Liberator is there, but like maybe we should have just dove the army if we're going to take the fight, because I actually think he had the damage output to really punish the back lines of the army and really do something about this. So, kind of a funky one. Just going to see the Zealots continuing the Stalkers as well. Just going to pull around. A couple Colossus still coming about. Marauders, Marine, and the Ghosts also coming into play for now. So the Stalkers keep pushing up. Bio Ghost going to be there. Let's see, the Colossus is going to be here to try and help fight. A couple of these Zealots go down. We are going to hit an EMP. Now DTs are showing up. This is the problem. Clem has bases and Clem has ways to kind of make things happen. He's going to go for the orbital. Bion does respond in time to save the orbital. Obviously, it can still lift. The benefit of it being an orbital. We get after 8 SCVs. I was going to say, you can still turn around onto that orbital right now. The DTs were still there, so maybe landed a moment too soon. Bion is down at 40 workers, so eventually the issue just becomes is that you can't really make this work on 40 workers. It's just not enough. And that's probably going to be a big problem in the end. We have the DT showing up on the other side. Clem is going to get Bion to say GG. Clem advancing to the round of 4 to play against herO. On the other side, Classic beats Lambo. He will play in the round of 4 as well. And that will be coming up after Clem herO. So we're going to go Clem herO, Classic versus Shameless or Rogue. Continue from there. This time I am going to be up here a couple minutes, guys. I'll see you guys in a few more StarCraft coming up straight after this. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for sitting with us during the break as we get ready to go into semi-finals. In the bottom left of semi-final number 1 of WARDITV Mondays 81 will be the Blue Terran player, Team Liquid's Clem. In the top right, our red Protoss is herO. He was going to open this series with a proxy into the middle of the map. herO bringing aggression from the get-go. Clem finally got the better of herO recently. It's been a little while of back and forth between these two. That was more forth for herO, not much back from Clem. So that was definitely an interest. Clem finally got a win against him a couple of times in Kung Fu Cup last week and also in the Pigastore Cup. So Clem finally breaking what was a long losing streak, like 5 series or so, and then he'd won 1 and he'd lost another 4. And he'd won 1 and lost 2. Like, he typically, you know, they'd go much more back and forth, but Clem, he had been on a losing streak against herO, so breaking that last week a couple of times. Can he do it again today in the WARDITV Mondays? As we have herO and Clem setting up for this game, like I say. Forward gateway from herO to start us off to get this underway. We need more critters and doodads on the map. Space sharks, cute dogs. Making sure to wolf for the 100 bits. We do, man. It's been a long time since we've seen like a new critter in StarCraft. And it's been a long time. Clem knows that the gateway is not on the other side of the map because he did scout with the SCV. Now the bunker's on the way, but second zealot shows up. Stalker is now out as well, so how well can we deal with this? First bit of control here has been pretty good. Reaper will take 1 shot. Bunker's going to be close to being done. The Stalker will kill the Marine if it wants to target it. Second Marine here going to go after the other SCV, but the bunker will finish and load that SCV in. Clem's too busy elsewhere, still chasing around the zealot in the main. It's gonna be annoying, but we can handle this. And like I said, it's commitment from herO because he's obviously put a gateway down on the low ground. He still has 2 stalkers at the front though. They're now going to dive through. This is not a completed wall on the high ground, so we could have run up into the main with this. Instead, he runs further onto the natural. 5 SCVs killed already, and herO just, again, being very annoying early game. Hellion, couple Marines now going to fight with this Reaper. And we'll see how this fight against these Stalkers goes. We saw it take quite a bit of damage. First Stalker's going to die at least. I'd say the good news here for Clem is that he's going to kill at least a Stalker. Even better if he killed 2, but that's not going to happen. Another Stalker showing up in herO. Still a lot of early game unit investments as Twilight Council finishing now. But it's definitely not the fastest Twilight Council that we've seen. Stalker's chased. We'll see one going down. The Marine going to get caught as well. And where do you go from here? hero's up to 33 workers. He's not going to lose many here, right? Second Stalker warps in. Good micro. Oh, this is becoming kind of doomed for Clem, no? This feels like it's falling apart for Clem very quickly at the moment. Can't protect the units at the front. Marines going down. Banshee and a tank show up. And Clem is down 11 workers. And herO already has a Dark Shrine. So herO doesn't have like any, upgrades on the Stalkers, the Zealots, anything to help. DTs. I'm going to make this annoying. He does have a Raven on the way. His first DT is going to arrive so soon, though, that it might not matter. Walk to the natural. There's no scan available right now. DT gets in. Like I say, the saving grace is that there's a Raven on the way, but we're going to lose another 5 SCVs before this is done. We're already in a horrible spot. And Clem agrees. This one's GG. And we are going to have herO dominating the opening game here of this semi-final. All-out aggression is going to work wonders there. Nicely done. Alright, game 2 in a couple of moments. We'll jump into 10,000 feet here for this herO Clem game 2. herO gets one on the board. Looking for another as we get into 10k feet in just a couple of moments, guys. Man, hero's playing such annoying StarCraft 2 today in the PvTs, I feel like. It's kind of crazy. herO, by the way, if he wins today, would once again tie MaxPax for the most Monday Cups won, and then would only be one matchup, one Monday Cup win behind Clem. Again, we've been talking about this a long time. herO's been on the chase down in these Monday Cups in terms of the statistics. We're very, very close to it happening. So, in the top left, let's see if this guy can bring it back and try and reclaim some Monday Cup love for himself. It is Clem in the top left corner of the map, our blue Terran. Taking on the red Protoss. In the bottom right, we've got herO. Probes grows, chrono boosting, SCVs are building. Getting this all underway. Peaceful few minutes. Obviously no proxy gate from herO this time, so it'll be a bit of a different approach this time out. What's up, Cal? Thank you so much for the 58-month resub. Cheers, Wardy. Hope you're doing well. Doing great, mate. Hope you're doing good as well. Thanks so much for resubbing. Appreciate it. Yeah, cheeky little bunker on the high ground here. Wait for Clem to apply some pressure early. The probe checks it and is going to find it, and well, now it's a question of can the SCV buy enough time. Well, actually, the Reaper's going to protect the SCV. Stalker on the way over. Yeah, this bunker's going to finish, so bunker will be done. Reaper can hop in it, and again, just a little bit of a safe haven for the Reaper to hop to, and then just sit around and just be annoying is basically the idea in the the coming moments. As we get this underway, and all set to go. Just going to be seeing the couple of bunkers, bunker shots going down. I mean, the Reaper's just going to fight these Stalkers, but you're keeping the Stalkers pinned here. You're stopping mining on the low ground during this as well, which is also a big positive. Major plus. And the bunker still taking damage. Eventually will go down to the 2 Stalkers a shoot. So, getting some work done there. The SCV pop it back out. Repairs will continue. Just going to be seeing the Adept. And the Stalkers trying to get the SCV. Nice micro from Clem. Eventually this goes down. We'll probably lose the Reaper as well. Adept Shade is good to make sure we catch that. Like I say, overall, I think this has been a good play from Clem because it has denied low ground mine and has kept the Stalkers at home. Nicely done. And we've seen the couple SVs going down. Again, the Phoenix coming about. The probe is still building. Medevac building as well here just for the moment. We do have the Marines gathering, and again, the gateway coming through. The probes and the Phoenix continue to come about. Is going to get after the medevac here, so medevac will go down. The mines will burrow, but to what effectiveness is the is going to be the question. Phoenix going to show up, can lift up this other mine, can tank the first, unburrow, reburrow. Well, same idea though. As we are going to have blink. Well, then we just gave a stalker up, so we do get a stalker out of it in the end. Maybe buy some time for these Marines to maybe show up. I'm not sure if they really want to commit in or not. Phoenix joining with a few stalkers over on that left-hand side, just going to gather together there for a couple moments. We've seen the Marine use this high ground to their advantage. Nice tank position too. herO diving around just the edge of that tank position, doing what they can for the moment. Nexus will just set up again with the ship, and the Tempest continue to come through. Got that sentry just chilling there for a couple of moments as well. Resuming the Medevacs Marines Marauder setting up. Stim and Combat Shield coming over for a couple of moments to get that on the way. Seeing the Tempest production early in this game is going to be interesting. Is that something that can really hold Clem off? One of those things where it's like, that's a massive investment. There's a mothership early as well. Guess let's see what happens. Still just going to step through. Marine going to get caught. A couple Tempest shots going to be there. Medevac taking damage. Other Bions coming across as well. This time warp going to go down. Just going to be seeing a couple stalkers coming back through. The mothership is going to join up. We're going to kill these stalkers. We're retreating away as Clem, but it's funny because I feel like Clem's army should crush. But it's kind of awkward engaging into Tempest when you don't have like Viking count of your own. Because, like, the Tempest in theory can actually kite backwards and actually do a pretty decent job in terms of keeping you alive for a while. So, do you think that's a little bit of a, you know, something for us to keep an eye on here as we just have the Bio going to pull back over? Tempest shooting, Marine Marauder taking damage. Redline's going to go off onto a Tempest just initially, and then he turned back around the other way. The other couple of Wood Mines gathering up together. Again, Vikings, Marines, the Starport all coming through. That attack upgrade building up as well. C continues to come into play for the moment. Roxas expire, of course, at that point in the game. No Cruise tried to keep them alive, so you just hear there, but Clem is building up 4 Vikings at a time. What does herO do from here? He's starting to get the Templar Archives. He's starting to look towards probably Storm. Obviously, meanwhile, he's also getting +1 charge. He's getting a better ground army. Let's see the Bio jumping through. The Cybercore gets caught. You can see the Tempest coming about, the Archon joining through, a couple more Zealots on building up. I'm just going to see the Medevac from the upper right side moving along. It's going to be seeing the army of Clem, a Marine, the rest of that Bio Viking force continue to gather about as well. One over here, the Medevac still boosting through, Pylon going to get caught. Tempests. Oh, they very nearly one-shot Medivac. They'll kill it, but there's still a few Marines inside. This army is still not ideal, right? Like, we still don't have Storm. We still just don't have splash damage. Move out of Time Warp. We can't really fight in that. Widow Mines will do their job against the Zealots. There's still a lot of bio left. But herO is standing up to this army way better than I thought he would. The Vikings will finally get rid of the Mothership. Now they can maybe focus on the Tempests. Well, the EMPs would be amazing for Clem, of course, especially against the Archons. Even just softening the Tempest up in the sky, right? Get the shields off them more quickly. Clem is going to the bottom of the map with a few units. Oh, those units on the top left are actually going to be caught a little bit here. I mean, the Vikings can run, but the bio units are going to be in trouble. Like I say, the drop on the bottom side from Clem will do what it can. Like I say, the Vikings will get away. herO continues to push up. Here's this drop in. Probes will start to fall. We recall a bunch of Tempests home. Well, not to be to the main. Probably to that forward third base as the Zealots show up in the main. And that's just going to be lifting and evacuating with whatever we can. Clem getting out of there. Supply is still very even here. herO lost about 12 probes. herO's got a lot of army supply. He doesn't have a great worker count. Terran being ahead on workers, plus having mules. Obviously, Clem is only just now taking his third base, but the economy is good for him if that gets up. The problem with taking that third base, especially where he's taking it, is surely the Tempest can shoot at that mineral line, and Clem is going to have to do a lot to challenge those Tempests because they're going to be sat kind of middle of the map just shooting at this base. I feel like the middle base is maybe not the approach on this one, but we'll try and hold. We go after the first Tempest. We get it. There's a lot of Zealots on the ground. There's just so much supply from herO. I don't think Clem is going to be able to deal with that amount of Zealots. He will not. GG gets called, and herO goes 2-0 against Clem in this semi-final matchup. And we'll advance on through to the finals for the third week in a row. herO into the finals of the WARDITV Mondays. Can he get the back-to-back today, or will he be halted? As we are hopping over to Korea, I believe, for Classic Rogue, but there's no result on the bracket. I just see Shameless is out of game, so that's finished. Not sure what's going on. I'm just gonna try and figure that out, guys. Yeah, Shameless and Rogue are currently out of game, but no result on the board, so I'm going to figure that out. I'm going to BRB another couple of moments, guys. I'm just going to finish my lunch. We'll get into the second semi-final in just a few. Be right back. More StarCraft, so WARDITV Mondays continue after this. Alrighty, welcome back. We are going to be going into Classic versus Shameless. Shameless on a run today. He has gone 2-1 against Solo, 2-1 against Rogue to move into the semi-finals to play against Classic. He's currently just not here, so we are just waiting for him to reappear. We can get back on track. So, just waiting for Classic and Shameless so we can veto and get going. Looks as though it might happen soon. Shouldn't be long, just like I said, Classic BRB a few moments. Obviously some fast games there in the TVP. So he might be BRB a couple minutes, but I do not imagine he's going to be too far away. Man, this has been a fast tournament today, no? We are, yeah, we are 2 hours in and we are a best of 3 and a best of 5 away from being done. And with PvP on the setup, it'd be kind of interesting as well. Do. I'm just trying to message Classic in game as well, see if it helps get him here. Excuse me. Give Classic a couple of messages, like I say. A couple of moments for him to show up. Ready to go. How's everyone doing in the chat? Hope everyone's doing great. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Shameless is on attack. Yeah, Shameless has been pretty good today. Some good results for him so far. Get into some good positions. So we're just waiting for Classic, guys. He's just AFK. I've messaged him a couple places, but we will just wait on him. No worries. All right. Looks as though Classic's hopping over. All right, guys. Cool. Now that I know he's on his way, we can look to get that started soon. But just before we do that, obviously, we do have the Patreon page. Just a quick mention again. WARDITV Mondays, sponsored by Loco Winter and OSC. Could not be possible without your support as well, though. Just check out the Patreon page. Patreon.com/WARDITV. 100% of everything on Patreon goes directly into WARDITV tournament prize pools, so do check that out. Appreciate it. Alright. Classic is here, so video should begin, and we should be able to get this going. Do. So yeah, video should be starting up, guys. Take a couple minutes to get this on the way. But yeah, how's everyone doing? Hope everyone's doing good. Thanks for joining us for some Monday Cup. Just a little bit of a slowdown here. Well, we were missing players for a little bit, and now it feels like Shameless is BRB. Maybe they're probably videoing DMs though, actually. There we go. Map is coming up. Sweet. We're in the lobby. I'm just waiting for everyone to join. And we're going to be off on our way into this PvP semi-final, guys. Shameless versus Classic. Will Classic and herO play their third back-to-back Monday Cup final against each other, or will Shameless continue what has been a pretty slick streak for him in today's Cup? A couple PvZs, one for him 2-1 over Zoun and Rogue, and now Classic in between him and a final. I don't believe Shameless has ever been in the finals of WARDITV Mondays. Nope, he has. Oh yeah, because he played against MaxPax in the final one time, I want to say. So he has been in the finals once before, but I can't tell you when because the Wikipedia is currently broken and the players are not being pulled through on the sheet correctly. So I can't give you all the stats I'd usually like to give. But yeah, Shameless has been in the finals once before. Classic has been in the finals, I think, 11 times already. I think he's 7-4 in finals, 7-5 in finals. He's been 12 times. This will be his 13th. If he wins today. In the bottom right, Shameless, the underdog, will be our blue Protoss player. And in the top left, Classic will be our orange Protoss as we get this up and running. Yeah, Classic will be the favorite coming in, but yeah, honestly, in the world of PvP, I think Shameless can absolutely get something done. Yeah, find our observer Inu. Been following him all day. Follow him for this one as well as this PvP starts off. $10,000 feet to start this series. Get this started and see where we take things. As a couple of gateways coming up from both sides, not really surprising there. Both of them will wall off, unlike what we've been seeing a bit from herO lately with the lack of wall offs. It's going to see that probe still patrolling. Just going to have the pylon coming through for a little bit. Probe comes over, just going to be seeing a couple of stalkers in the robot facility coming up and getting that going at the moment. So we got all of that started. Going to be seeing the stalkers coming about. The warp gate's coming through. Robo facility getting into place. The probe going to nibble at the other probe. He's going to continue around there. The stalker going to get that kill. That probe is down. That is going to be that as Classic's Robo comes online. So Shameless, who is scouting about, has not seen the Robo yet, and he's not going to because he's already been up this pathway. He missed the one corner it's hidden in, so he's playing with incomplete info, and he was so close to getting it. And now, we'll see how Classic follows this up. Just going to have ourselves the, like I say, prison building initially. And we actually get an Adept in from Shameless, can get some probes, deny some mining time. Love that for him. Just have the Adept going back over. We actually only get one probe in the end, but we did deny some mining time. We forced some stalkers at home, which is nice as well, even if he doesn't necessarily know it just yet. These stalkers just poking. Pylon taking some damage. Prism overhead. Pylon about to go down. It's going to supply block Shameless. It's a good start. Actually depowers one of his gateways, so the second pylon does not fully kind of make up for that, unfortunately. Gonna see a couple more warpins coming by, a couple sentries being added in, the Immortal and the probe coming up. Stalker, Sentry, Immortal looking to get up this ramp, and we're going to start poking away at the warp gate for a couple moments. And that brought into place. Just going to be seeing a bit of back and forth. A couple sentries going to be there. Stalkers and the Immortal joining together also right now. Just going to go back and forth. The few units on the ramp holding out. We lift up, we back off, and we just pull away from this for the moment. Gateway goes down, just going to be seeing the other probe still up on the high ground. Nexus starts from Classic because if you hold the natural, then you can start to expand. And then you can obviously, it's very similar to what we saw between MaxPax and herO earlier today, right? So herO was being the aggressor, he held that low ground, eventually MaxPax got to a point of breaking out. And then herO had set up to kind of be in the lead, but then he kind of played this thing where he didn't probe and he just kept spamming units, so then MaxPax attacked into a lot more units than he was expecting. These Adepts are annoying though. They get in, they're able to do a bunch of damage. There's a lot of lost mine time. That's all of the probes off the mineral line right now. It's just a rough defense all around from Classic. Like, not even all these probes are able to fully fight in this round. So Classic loses 7 workers, loses loads of mining. Yes, you're on your way to the expansion, but you just took a pretty huge economic hit here. Now, that is not ideal. You're not going to be seeing us trying to fight at the front right now. Classic just saying, hey, maybe I can force my way in. Shameless's defense is kind of falling apart. We need that Prism to save this Immortal, which he will be able to do. Is it West Central West, by the way, this week? It is West Central West, so it is advantage to Classic in terms of service for this game 1. So it's a big deal. Shameless is one of the players who is affected quite heavily by the ping. From just conversations we had with him in the past. And West is difficult for him. Right now, though, he's holding on, and like I say, because of all that damage he dealt, he's very much so still in this game, and Classic came through here to try and trade out, but he traded out while Shameless is going to have essentially more income to rebuild with, so maybe this is still overall absolutely fine. You can see the Prism coming back through. The couple of Immortals will finish off that gateway. We'll build another in the corner. The issue is that Shameless does need to still expand, right? So he's got to put the money into expanding and then take the time for the expand to come online for the worker advantage that he has to really kick into play, and that might just be enough time for Classic to step back into this game, be all right here overall, and to reset things in kind of a positive scenario. So you've seen the Immortal, the battery, continue to come through a little bit. Just going to be seeing the Pylon is going to go down, so that's actually a big deal. Shameless catching this before this next Immortal pops. Wow, that's actually huge. One less Immortal for Classic in this game. And that would power Shameless up quite a bit if he ends up pushing here. We'll see if he does end up pushing. It's obviously kind of the next question that we'll have, essentially. Classic going to make it difficult to move out because he's got his own Prism going to linger around and threaten the idea of a counterattack at any possible moment as well. Next, still building through. The Twilight Council coming up. Immortal on the way. And we actually just lost the Prism here as Shameless, so he's going to have no way to evacuate these Immortals, which means 2 Immortals going down is a very expensive trade. Okay, 1 Immortal going down is a very expensive trade. The recall is good for Immortal 2 to get out at least. That's something. I didn't do much with that, but it does mean that now you're only, there's only 1 player who's Prism harassing. More workers going down. Going to load back up toward the high ground here. The other Immortals coming in from the other side. Prism just gets chased away. And the Unrobot facility coming about. Twilight Council going through. Additional probes on the way about as well. Still got Blink in the assimilator coming up also. Just have all of our probes gathering for now. Blink, assimilator, continuing through this hallucination. Just going to poke for a little bit as well. Getting those extra gates and so continue to come online just for the moment. Moles and Stalkers just join together. Again, the Twilight Council coming through. Get a couple extra gates coming online. Another battery going to be placed as well. And that will just shade into the high ground. Resonant Enclaves is starting from Classic. The Immortal's going to get through. Stalker gets caught. A couple of probes being picked away at. 2 of those workers go down. Link and the extra couple probes still coming up as well. Yeah, Glaves the Immortal still building back. Extra gates and Nexus all coming online as well. Just waiting for something to happen. This Glaves has been very popular lately. Of kind of playing Glaves your next kind of tech upgrade, but this is actually your first tech upgrade as Classic. I feel like with going into Blink, I kind of prefer where Shameless is at. I feel like the Blink Stalkers have a very good chance to potentially trade out well here, so maybe see that coming through. I don't hate Shameless pushing on the map. Like, you've got Blink Stalkers, you've got the Mobility Army. Classic's army supply is good. Like, it's fine. It's not like, Shameless is kind of completely outnumbering him in terms of army supply or anything, so maybe we can't really push in, but like I say, I don't think there's a negative to pushing in, apart from maybe you leave yourself open at home to an adept counter, but that's just basic kind of, at the end of the day, like, you got to be ready to deal with little harassment bits and pieces at different points in time, right? In we go. Pops the Guardian Shield. Remember, Blink, very effective here. Force Field's going to come down. We have more ways to navigate the Force Fields. The Adept's doing damage on the other side already. 7 probes going down. The Immortals are swinging, though. Stalker's doing decently, but Classic seems as though he's holding on. The problem that Shameless is going to have as well is that the Adepts are very tanky. And so if you fire shots onto the Adepts, they really feel like some wasted hits. Whereas anything that takes damage for Shameless is just going to be kind of melting, especially, Stalker's taking shots from walls, are going to be melting away. And those are really kind of big, important hits time after time. Adepts is going to get that. Shameless is going to say GG. He gets overwhelmed in the end. I had some belief in his army, but it really sucked, didn't it? I was like, I actually really liked what he had, and I was just wrong. I thought that PvP army was better than it was, and it really just wasn't. GG's. Simple as that. All right, we'll go game 2. Kick off into a second game to see if Shameless can bring it back here against Classic or not. Wait for this lobby to come up. Just waiting for them to host, guys. Just waiting for them to host this map. Not sure what it is. Do, 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 do. All right. We are loading in, guys. Gonna get this ready to go. Just a few moments. Go, GLH Chef. Get this ready to rumble. Classic up by 1. Who versus who final? herO versus either Classic or Shameless, depending on how this semi-final pans out. We'll take a second to rehost. As you can see, servers not correctly set. So we just jump into this for a second. It'll be central for map 2 on Celestial Enclave. Interesting map, by the way, Celestial. So we take a second to rehost this, get back in. Get this going again, guys. Do, 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 do. All right, go gets cold. Jump into game 2, and we get this ready to go. All right, let's bring this in as we have in the bottom left-hand side. Our Orange Protoss player here who will be up a game. Classic, looking to make back-to-back Monday Cup finals. Looking for his second ever Monday Cup final. In the top right will be the blue Protoss player Shameless. Let's dive into game number 2 of this BO3. Can Shameless pull it back? Central now, so a better server for him at the very least. Going through, just gonna have ourselves the gates and the simulators coming about, so we take a couple moments. Just have ourselves the probe heading to that upper side, and we have ourselves down a gateway and a simulator on both edges of this, so we just get that on the way already. Get this started. Chasing the probe around for a few moments, but there's nothing on the map, right? So we are not going to be seeing anything proxy focused or anything like that initially here. Just looking pretty standard for a little bit. Proby chasing Proby, move around for a little bit. Bro heads in. There's a Stargate coming around, so just take a couple moments to set that up. And it's going to be Stargate versus Stargate. Classic is going to expand into Stargate, so a bit more pressure on Shameless to kind of find a way to do some damage, maybe. He's going to Nexus as well, so he's not going to be that far behind, I guess. That's going to be seeing another Adept. Just going to take a shade for a couple moments. Just going to pull across there. Again, the Stargate coming by. We take a little bit of time here. I'm just going to be seeing the Oracle and the Warp Gate continue to come through. And that Adept is going to shade. Just going to see the Zealot and the Adept coming across as well. Phoenix Probe, Nexus, all building into place. Getting a lot of that going. Getting a lot of this set up at the moment. Well, Phoenix Lift is going to go on the Adept for a couple moments. Just going to grab that for a moment or two. Settle that down. We just have the Oracle still floating in overhead. We just have a couple gates, Twilight Council, all continue to come through. Oracle activates. A few probes just going down already. Phoenix hit the Oracle, and Shameless will turn this away now. We're going second Stargate as Shameless, but Classic is actually going in toward Blink as a follow-up, so we're going to make a lot of Phoenix against Blink Stalkers. Got to figure out if that's the right place for this to go. As Phoenix gather up, a couple probes, the assimilator, the pylon coming in. Just going to see the Blink continue to come about as well. And as Phoenix joining up, just going to be seeing the Dark Shrine already coming down. A couple probes and the Blink still building through from Classic. Get that settled in for the moment. Two Adepts about to finish warping, and Classic can maybe make a shade in toward the main base. It's going to be annoying for Shameless to deal with as well. And at least bailed out the second Stargate and kind of continued into the tech with an Immortal instead. That's going to help a lot more against these incoming Blink Stalkers than an extra Stargate cranking Phoenix out would. Obviously, you got to be careful because there's the possibility is Phoenix on Phoenix, but yeah, he was getting a little bit ahead there. More ahead than you wanted to get. Going to be seeing the Stalker's going to go after the rocks for a moment or two. Just going to be seeing that Warp Gate still trickling along. Doing that about for a little bit. Just going to be having the Stalkers ready to maybe make a bit of a dive over and into position here. See what we can do. Yeah, +1 and Blink all coming about. Just going to have ourselves the Oracle still coming over, the Dark Templar and the Charge coming through. The DT is going to keep swinging through a few more of those probes, so decent damage being done. DT going to get blocked by the Force Field here, but now the Stalker show up from Classic, and he's going to extend this lead. He's already up 10 workers. He's going to get himself a couple of units as well, and again, as time goes by, you really have just these Phoenix basically is kind of like, I don't want to say they're dead weight, but they're not doing a lot, you know? And the GTs here are going to try the recall, and they get away. Phoenix even went for the lift. Couldn't do much about it. And we've seen the Adept's going to continue to come about. The probe's going to take a bit more damage. We will see the few shots coming over. Just a few more hits looking to come around. Just going to be seeing the Stalkers here going to get turned away once again. Blinking +1 still building up. We got the robot facility, the gateways, the forge continue coming through. 8 probes going down for Shameless. The situation is getting worse. He's now down 34 probes to the 61, and it is feeling as though Shameless is perhaps a little bit doomed in this PvP. What a great run. Taking down Solar, taking down Rogue, some great PvZ behind him, but the PvP against Classic has just not gone his way. And we head toward, like I say, our third Classic versus herO finals in the Monday Cups in 3 weeks. I mean, instead of the start of the day, would today be the day we break through the PvP finals? Well, no. Never mind getting away from PvP finals. We're not even getting away from the Classic freaking herO finals. As Classic gets dove upon, dives up this ramp, Shameless gets dove upon. And herO sits waiting on the Korean server for Classic, because at this point, this is done. Classic will take the 2-0 through into the next round. Classic 2, Shameless 0, and a Classic herO final for the third week in a row. Classic won 2 weeks ago, herO won last week. Kind of different styles as well. Classic won in a 3-2 kind of epic back and forth PvP. herO just dominated Classic last week, and it was not even close. Like, every single part of it was just like, oh my god, herO has got Classic's number every step of the way. And like I say, hopefully that's not the case today. Hopefully we can see one more, another of those more competitive PvPs instead. And we'll get this set up and ready to begin. Cool. So yeah, we have Classic and herO to veto. We'll get straight into this, guys, and go into our WARDITV Mondays. Yeah, we'll go into our WARDITV Mondays finals for today. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. So yeah, we're just waiting, guys. Just chilling. Nothing much to say. Everyone's doing good. And we're just hanging about. Lots of PvP today. Obviously, we started the day with some PvP, but I mean, we had good PvPs to start with, so it was hard not to. Such is the way. PvP, some other matchups mixed in, some TvP mixed in the middle. We didn't get to see a Zerg today, which I'm excited about. I thought it was a very good chance we saw a Zerg today, but that got dashed by Shameless having an awesome run. So. Old Republic coming up. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, we should be good to go in a few moments, guys. Hopefully ready. We're in the lobby, so we should be able to send this. Alright, go, getting cold. Everyone's ready. We can kick this off. Let's get going. What do I think about RSL? I didn't see the RSL playoffs, so I Do not know how they went. I saw Rogue had a good run, actually, which is cool. But yeah, I didn't actually see the full results. I had 3 days off, so when I go offline, I go offline, you know. Chance to step away from StarCraft, I try not to spend it watching StarCraft. Let's keep it fresh. Whenever I want to cast replays or something, it means I can do that too. If we have like a random day or two, suddenly I have some replays I can access that I've not seen, so I'll probably catch up a bit of a general gist of it at some point, but it's not like there's major tournaments where it's like I need to know exactly what happened in every event so I can talk about it when we co-cast and stuff, so yeah. I don't follow stuff religiously that much anymore. Oh, is this offline I'm talking about? The weird concept of going somewhere together to play StarCraft. Isn't that weird? herO Classic in this final, guys. We get into the start of this series. Like I say, last week herO dominated Classic 3-0 and it wasn't even close in the finals. The week before, Classic was able to draw it out and take a 5th game and win that 3-2. How was my Easter? Yeah, it was chill. We walked yesterday and let's try to have a chill day. Tried to have a chill day. We had a bit of a rough Saturday, so Sunday was give Ellie some love and then try and do nothing as best as possible. That was the plan. So yeah, obviously backcasting a day, but again, just a little reminder as well, guys. We have some people here. I'm not here Tuesday, Wednesday this week. Tomorrow I just have nothing to cast, and then Wednesday. I do, obviously Wednesday is Kung Fu Cup, but I have something on Wednesday, so I can't make Kung Fu Cup this week. So I will be casting Kung Fu Cup replays on Thursday, and then at the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we've got Team League playoffs, and then next week, Team Liquid Map Contest Tournament starts off as well, so yeah. Like I say, we are going to get busy. This next couple of days off are really my last couple of days off, and then it's going to be go, go, go. And it's going to be a non-stop kind of situation. So yeah, lots of StarCraft coming through. It's going to stay the hallucination popping, stalk, and the sentry continuing through for a couple seconds. And it's going to be having the Stargate building. The Nexus on the way out. We get set here just for a couple of moments. We've seen the stalk and a couple of devs going to continue to move about then for a couple of moments, so trying to figure out what else we are trying to do right now. And a couple of depths is going to gather about, moving over here. Early start of this PvP. We have an expansion from both, but Classic playing that Stargate and that Oracle in the way. Meanwhile, herO is much more quickly moving toward the Blink and just trying to get set up with that over these next few moments. Couple of depths to the high ground. We are going to put a battery down into position. Two Stalkers and a Sentry will be here to try and fight this as well. It's just going to get rid of the Adept, going for the other. Charge Council is going to continue up. Next is on the way and get this going. Blink probes in the Forge coming by as well, so again, a lot of that coming up just for now. And the Feast Stalkers is going to gather. We do have the Forge, the probes, the Blink. Continue to come about. The Oracle and the Stalker is going to step through. The Sentry there as well. Let's see what else is going on. Just going to be seeing the Oracle activating. And a few Stalkers just trying to step into the front. A couple hallucinations coming up. Stalkers and the Sentries on the way. And the Nexus, the probes, and the Blink all continue to come through for the moment. Yeah, Blink on the way. Nexus in the gateway. Continue to build up also. Get that started here for now. Just gonna see the Oracle coming around that right side. A couple Stalkers gathering up. Yeah, Stalker and the +1 coming about. Just gonna be having the third base already coming in from both players as well. Kind of a weirdly passive game, obviously. Like, herO is going to take a +1 lead. Classic's going to catch up on the Blink at least very soon. Now that Blink is done, Classic should at least feel a bit better there. He's going to start charge at the same time as herO. Like I say, the big difference right now is going to be the +1 attack upgrade that herO holds, so he's going to be the big benefit at the moment. Have the extra gates coming about, Observer and the charge coming through. Wilson, the Stalker's going to get there. Hallucination goes down. Observer continues to set up as well. Let's do attack, charge on the way. Just going to be seeing those coming about. Observer, Dark Shrine, a couple of gates continue through. Let's continue to get that on the go here, and we're just going to have ourselves the Hallucination still checking by. So a few Stalkers will open in, charging a couple of gates, continue to come about. Stalkers, the sentries gather together. The Prism just going to be there. A couple of pylons and Zard still gathering up. A few more DTs warping in. The gates coming online. Cannon and the battery still building as well. Hallucinations will come through. Stalkers are going to chase onto these Stalkers. Just going to be seeing those Stalkers getting pushed back. A couple of Stalkers already going down. So Classic going to be the first to dive. He has a lot of army supply over here at the moment, but he is down in an upgrade. And he's going to be down 2 upgrades soon, so this might be his go time. If you don't get it done here as Classic, there might not be an opportunity. He got the Prism there as well, so that's going to be really nice. Remove some potential. Force fields come down, going to trap a bunch of units. The Stalkers on blink cooldown or something. They refuse to blink back, and hero's going to find himself out-positioned in his own natural. There's swarming his Stalkers. They try to get through to do something, anything, but okay, the DTs across the map will be effective, I'm sure. Do we have an Observer already? We already have one Observer. We are on our way to another. This should just be fine for Classic. He's going to do just as much damage as the DTs are, while also having 3-4 times the army supply to play with for the rest of the game as well. GG's, and that is going to be Classic opening up with a 1-0 lead in this best-of-5 final. herO just caught a few moments before really being fully set up and ready to participate further as we go to Mothership for Game 2. It was kind of a weird game because it was just so passive, so weird to see such a laid-back approach to the PvP from both players. No one really coming through to do anything for quite a while. Well, we have ourselves Game 2 coming up on Mothership. We get this ready to start and kick this off in just a few moments' time. Alright, let's send this as we go to game number 2. And we start in the top right corner with the player who finds himself down a game. It is going to be herO after 3-0 last week in the finals. He'll start this finals down a map, but PvP can swing so quickly. A long way to go in this series. As on the bottom side, Classic will be at Blue Protoss, game number 2. But audio is frozen. I have a knack for sitting extremely still when I'm reading something. Just full focus, no ability to move because I'm focused on whatever I'm reading. You know? trying to discern whether it's important that I need to respond to it on stream or not. Probe coming about, just going to be seeing the gates, and assimilators continue to come through for a little bit. Let's see the probe is coming about, just going to be seeing the gateway coming through on both sides as well, so we're bringing that all about. Just going to be seeing the probe dropping the nexus down for a couple moments, get that on the way, try to see where we are going. Get in there, and that's going to be a early cancellation as we do have our fast expand from Classic coming up. herO throw Stargate down at home. He's also only opening with one gateway, but this some very fast expansion from Classic is going to allow him to take a little bit of an edge at the start of this game. So Stargate's building. Next is on the way by. And I'm just going to trade. Just going to be seeing that Stargate coming about. Still got that battery coming in. Just going to see the warp gate coming up as well. Next is the Oracle and the Warp Gate all still building. Just going to see the Adept trying to chase the probe down. It's going to get close. Might be able to get there. Phoenix from Classic going to allow him to try and play a bit of defense here. Trying to see what he can do. Phoenix going to get in after the Oracle. Oracle is going to get killed. So the Oracle goes down, but we get 6 probes. The Classic defends, but takes a lot of damage in doing so. Forces some lost mining time, but nowhere near the same severity of what he just caused on the other side. Or what he just took on the other side. Now he's still only a couple probes behind the Classic. Still might be kind of okay here. It's going to live, just going to be seeing the Adept getting caught. It's going to get killed. Twilight Council and the gateway continue to come about. Oracle will just back through. I mean, this Oracle going to get 5-6 more workers. Now you're at a severe disadvantage, Classic. Now you've lost 13 workers this game. You're down by 9 or 10. And you've got a few Phoenix to try and make up for that. Is going to be very difficult to do much about. Model still chrono boosting along. It's going to be seeing the Phoenix getting in after a couple of probes already, so getting in for some damage straight away. More warpins coming up. Blink going to be done soon. Again, that robot facility just chrono boosting along. We take a couple of seconds. Gonna have our stalkers poking in the front here from herO. Supply is actually, I mean, now herO is actually taking some damage because the depth across the map is going to be able to get in for some probes. So Classic's going to retake the work lead in the game and his defender at home. His army supply was good for him. So that part has been a positive for sure. As you just see now, the stalker's still looking at poke, but now 13 probes dead across the map is kind of a crazy number. So that's going to really put, I mean, Classic just in the lead here, and he's going to be heavily on workers ahead. Well, pretty similar on army supply, I guess. But, I mean, if he just has to defend, then he's fine. And right now, that's the case. Phoenix just going to lift up a couple of stalkers straight away. The Prism gets there too late to save the Immortal, though. That's a shame. As the battery comes back around, just going to be seeing the Stalker still trading. The Immortal going to be there. So, yeah, this should be fine now for Classic, as he's looking to hold on. He's looking to be the one to go up 2-0 this time against herO compared to last week. Battery gonna go down. The Stalkers and the Immortals trying to move out the front. Gonna see the couple of Phoenix gonna move around. The probes are gonna chase. The Phoenix gonna lift. Just gonna be seeing the Adept getting caught there. The Immortal, the Gateway, and the couple of batteries continue to come around. Taking a few more moments. The Phoenix coming across. The Stalkers and the Immortals going to gather up over here. Prism still sitting tight and tidy for a few more moments. And just got ourselves that Resonating Glaze going through. A couple of Stalkers need gateways. Continue to come about. Battery in production. The Stalkers continue to come across. Now Classic obviously expands. He gets rid of this gateway. Glaive's on the way up from herO. Classic going to go into his own Glaive. I'm not sure herO's really going to get to Glaives in time to... Well, I mean, herO's going to get to Glaives, but I'm not sure he'll be able to do much with it. Army supply lead is so heavily against him. And see the Phoenix are going to continue to come about. Just going to see that Glaives coming through on both sides. Let's get that hallucination. Going to go shading across. Nexus forged. A couple of depths continue to come through. Phoenix is going to be there. See that Prism coming across. Again, the Stalker's going to gather together. A few Adepts coming through. Just going to have the hallucination popping over. There's the Dark Shrine about halfway done as well. And Classic just giving himself more ways to kind of stay in the lead of this game. Glaive's not done yet, but these Adepts are going uncontested, so I got the feeling they're probably going to do a lot of damage. herO is finally pulling back to deal with this. The Adept shade to the main. Okay, there's a few Adepts here, so we're not going to lose too much, but still lost mining time. Still 3 probes. In a game where Classic's already ahead, it just extends that lead. Now, herO has taken a hidden base in that top left-hand side. That is on the way up, and that's one of the ways in which he might be able to get back in this, right? If he can mine that top left and go up to an actual 4th base, and Classic doesn't realize that, Classic might let this advantage slip away. However, there is no detection in this game right now for herO, and there's about to be DTs. And so it doesn't really matter if that hidden base is there or not. Without detection, this game ends in the very near future with a DT warping running into your mineral lines, because then you're just going to take so much damage. I mean, you're going to have to chrono boost out an Oracle. I mean, okay, herO, sorry, he's got a robo. What? I cannot see the robo. Okay, he's got an observer, never mind. I thought he didn't have a robo. I am blind. I apologize, guys. Must have misseen that badly. Still going to get a few workers, but not quite as game determining or game ending as I was making out to be, so apologies for the drama. And the DT still causing issues. Observer now pulling back to the right side as well. It actually leaves that DT alive still. And Classic is just setting up to attack onto this base, but maybe there's actually a hold possibility here from herO. Like, hero's actually recovered in terms of supply now. And obviously the investment into, I guess the immortal count is a problem. 5 immortals to 0 is going to be packing a heck of a punch. This isn't in essence hero's fourth base, but if he gives this up too freely, it becomes kind of obvious to Classic that he should just double check around the map, right? So hero going to try and defend it, but I just don't think he can win this fight. The immortal count is just too good. He loses 11 probes already. They lift up a few more stalkers. The Phoenix at least still getting some value out here. And you can just see the Classics army is not being shifted at all. The Adepts are going to shade forward, looking to jump onto everything else. A couple more Stalkers in the sky. Going to get picked off as well in these next few moments, and that is going to be pretty much all they wrote on this one. The Adepts keep coming through. The Adepts in the center keep going down. Stalker gets picked off. Continue to chase on in. And as the Prison warps in a few more units, this is going to be it. The hero and Classic is going to get the 2-0 lead. We kind of felt like it was going in this direction. I kind of felt like this was where we were headed to, but it took a little bit of a back and forth. It took a little bit of time to truly figure out. And the end, Classic is going to have the numbers to see it to a 2-0 advantage and a map away from his 8th WARDITV Monday victory, as he continues to solidify himself as that fourth most winning player in the Monday history. Classic is a map away from getting it done here against hero, who he has beaten in, like, I think three out of his three. He's beaten 3 times out of his 7 victories so far, and lost twice to hero. He keeps, every time Classic makes the finals, there's a very good chance he's playing against hero in that final, basically, is what's happened in the Mondays. Get this set up, guys. We're ready to go in a moment. Alright, let's go. As we've got ourselves in the bottom right-hand side, the player who needs to bring it back in the red, it is hero. Down by 2, must win 3 in a row to get this done. As in the top left, blue Protoss is Classic. We'll Chrono Boost the Nexus. And gate coming up on either side. And just take a few moments to settle in. Well, gates coming through on both sides. They're both going to wall, so you get set up there, and hero and Classic get this ready to go. See what the tech choices are going to be in this third game. Classic edging out 2-0 lead is massive for him. Great opportunity to close this out and take the Monday Cup. He's been so successful in the Monday Cups lately. I was doing the tournament payouts recently and tallied up Classic winnings. I was like, holy, man's been busy in these Monday events. I knew he'd won a couple, but he'd been busy in kind of second places and other stuff as well. Crazy. Alright, couple stalks coming up. Rope facility building from Classic. The probe coming around. Pylon is going to be found, but he'll see there's nothing attached to it. It's just good information knowing that the pylon's proximate. There's nothing actually coming through with this right now for the moment. Kill on the front. Just going to be seeing the probes coming down. The Adepts are going to set up to go as well. couple of devs going to shade through. Again, the sentry in the store continue to come about for a few moments here. Warp gate coming online as well. And a lot of this settled in just for the moment. I was going to see that Debs is going to shade. And again, next in the robo facility coming about. It's going to be seeing the Cyber Core finishing the warp gate very shortly. A couple of Debs going to get there for a couple probes, stalkers, and the hallucinations coming around as well. A couple of probes. Classic is going to be looking for more. Would love to get the sentry. Can he guarantee it? He can shade on top of it if he wants to guarantee the sentry goes down, which he will. I mean, we're going to lose the sentry, so use its energy. Hallucinates a Colossus. Why not? Prism popping from Classic here as he will actually get here with a couple stalkers to put some damage out and to help defend for the moment. Both players with their expansion up. And Classic with just a couple work lead and an army lead as well. He's in a really decent position right now. Wasn't the reason Stalkers gather about. Just going to be seeing the Observer actually getting found. So Classic will lose his obs. Does not get too much info for that at all, unfortunately. So that's pretty rough. Stalker's going to drop in. Prism to harass with here. Nice bit of micro can obviously give the edge on this. There's the Prism coming in return from herO. Going to make it a lot more difficult to do much more. Probably time to just lift up and get away before it costs you too much, and that's exactly what we do, back and away from this fight before we get too committed. Prism coming over, just going to see the other units of Classic continue to come across. More units warping in, just going to be seeing that Prism still coming across now. Getting in position right here. Well, Classic has a lot of stuff. He's about 6 army supply ahead, so it's not so crazy ahead on supply. But he can just waltz in here and do what he wishes. There are units across the map as Classic is dealing with that while attacking. That does mean that herO is missing kind of units at home, including the Prism, which is obviously notable, taking a lot of damage on the Prism as well. As it goes for more damage over here, we try and get some more work done. An Immortal on the high ground. Remember that Immortal cannot be saved because the Prism isn't there, though, so that Immortal gets killed. The force field was great here from Classic. He continues to go into kill mode right now. The probes are dropping, and anything that herO is doing across the map is being nullified by this attack. What a swing from last week to this week. Last week, herO 3-0. This week, Classic 3-0. As he marches into the main base, another Immortal has fallen. I think the Robo gets killed on depowered before another Immortal pops. All of this while keeping his own Immortals alive is obviously just huge. There is the Prism showing up. We're going to warp in a couple more units, but herO will just say GG. Classic with his 8th Monday Cup victory. And he will stop herO from chasing down Clem and MaxPax at the very top of that Monday Cup victory leaderboard. GG. By the way, the Liquipedia just fixed. So the last time Shameless made the, I was talking about Shameless maybe could make his second finals today. He didn't, but he did make it by beating Lambo, Nicorrect, and Bion. He made it to the finals in Monday 52. So that was bugging me, and I just saw the Liquipedia got fixed up. So just in case you're interested, that's that. Classic didn't lose a map today. Damn. 2-0 Miyu, Ryung, Lambo, Shameless, and 3-0 herO. Pretty dominant stuff from Classic to take another Monday Cup. This recent streak from Classic has been impressive. Like I say, he's won 2 out of the last 3. He's been in all 3 of the last 3 finals, and then he won 1. He won 76 as well. So he's been popping off in these Monday Cups, guys. He has been popping off in the Monday Cups for sure. It's kind of wild. Alrighty, guys. I appreciate you all. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will be seeing you guys again on Thursday. So again, I'm not here tomorrow. I've just got nothing to cast. Wednesday's Kung Fu Cup, but I'm busy. So I'll be here on Thursday with Kung Fu Cup replays, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we have the WARDITV Team League playoffs kicking off. If you guys want to check out that, I can show you what the playoffs look like. So again, Thursday will just be Kung Fu Cup replays. But yeah, on Friday we start off with Basilisk against the Musketeers. That's going to be classic Hero Marine and Showtime taking on Sterile, Raynor, Goblin, and Trigger. And then we move into Villains of SE2, MaxPax, Solar, and Percival fighting against Creator, Rogue, and SOS, the Noah's Genair squad. Liquid and Shopify end up in the lower bracket. This was the final standings as well. Not CG Enters losing out by map score to not make it through. So that's where the Team League stands. And that is where we go. So Friday will be the upper bracket matches. Saturday will be the lower bracket matches. Sunday will be the final 3 matches. So 1, 2, 3. So tune in on over the weekend for the WARDITV Team League finals as we crown ourselves some champs. And I appreciate you all tuning in today, guys. I'm going to run some ads. Like I say, I'm gone for a couple more days, then we come back. Like I say, once I come back, we've got loads of SC2 coming up. There's just so much going on. So we've got plenty coming up for you guys in the near future. So I will see you guys for all of that. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you again on Thursday for some Kung Fu Cup replays. Enjoy a couple days. And like I say, once we come back, Kung Fu Cup replays, Team League Playoffs, going to be a busy weekend into a full week of StarCraft next week. Thanks so much, guys. Thank you, Calal, for the 100 bits. You dropped 100 earlier as well. I appreciate that as well. I don't think I said it out loud, but thank you so much. And I guess one more mention, guys. Check out the Patreon page, patreon.com/WARDITV. Allows us to run all of these events, so check that out too. Appreciate you all. You guys have a great one. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.